Seahawks going to face a desperate Commanders team for Sunday Night Football. There's a lot here to chew on as we head into this one. First, you look at the matchup itself, Bump, and start to wonder, like, okay, what are the advantages? Don't think that the Commanders team you're going to face with presumably Jaden Daniels back is the one that the Kansas City Chiefs faced on Monday night. Now, it's a short week for them, so that's an advantage for you coming off a bye. Jaden Daniels will have missed a week, so who knows if that's an advantage or not. Either well-rested or maybe a little rusty. I think the Seahawks are a better team, Bump, but I don't think that this is going to be an overwhelming blowout.
No, I think, you highlighted what the possibilities can be offensively with Jaden Daniels, but when I look at the Commanders defensively, there are some holes in this thing. Linebackers aren't the greatest in coverage, right? They've missed 65 tackles so far this year. That's second most. They've given up around 1,000 yards after the catch. That's the third most. Their passing defense is okay. When you think about the Commanders, obviously you're going to focus on the offense. You got Jaden Daniels, you got Scary Terry, you got Debo over there. So offensively, they present some challenges, but I think defensively the Hawks can get after these guys. Do I expect a blowout? No. This is the NFL. Blowouts are rare in the NFL. I think the Hawks should be favored. They will be favored, but it could be a battle.
I think it'll definitely be a battle. Now, will it be an easier battle if you get a few guys back healthy? We already know Robbie Oots could be one of those guys offensively. Julian Love, we're also waiting to see him come back. We asked Rob Staten of Seahawks Draft Blog the other day what is getting these guys back do for the Seahawks?
Julian Love's a fantastic player. I think that not having Julian Love on the field has been a big miss for the Seahawks. So getting him back, that to me is the obvious one. For the Seahawks to be at their absolute best, Julian Love needs to be on the football field. But I want to see Robbie Oots out there as well. I think we've all kind of become really attracted to this idea of having a big ex-Alabama tight end at fullback, hitting two players in one block sometimes. We need to see him out there. I think the running game is only going to be at its best when Robbie Oots is out there.
Now, I think there's a lot of ingredients that need to be right for the run game. Mike Macdonald talked on Monday about feeling like they're heading in the right direction. They just need to attack it more. They don't need wholesale changes. I don't want people to think getting Robbie Oots back suddenly puts a Band-Aid on the entire thing and you're going to be a phenomenal run game. Does it help you, though? I think, yes, it does. Sure. Importantly, I think Julian Love is maybe the most underrated piece to get back here, which feels silly to say. He's a defensive leader. He's a veteran. Of course, getting him back helps, but they've been able to stay afloat without him. I cannot stress how much I've been worried in some of these games in terms of the yards given up after catch.
Yeah, J Love, like I said yesterday, is the freelancer. He sees everything. He gets guys in position. He communicates on that back end, which is essential. When we talk about the box, Ernest Jones is that guy on the back end. It's J Love, and his job is to be the safety. That's the name of the position, right? You be the safety net back there. And it feels better when J Love and Kobe Bryant are playing together. It feels like Kobe plays a bit more free because he knows that his counterpart is going to have his back if something were to happen. No, I'm excited to get J Love back. I'm excited to get Spoon back, too. I mean, we've seen a bunch of guys in this backfield, defensive backfield, have their shot at it, and they've done a great job. Ty Okada has had his moments. D'Anthony Bell's had his moments. Nicky Mawari is maturing throughout the season. But we haven't seen the whole band together. It's been a while since we've seen the projected starters on the football field, yet this defense has still been able to be one of the better defenses in the league. Number one against the run, got to work against the pass. Top 5 or 6 when it comes to sacking the quarterback. We know the pressures they create without blitzing a lot. So I would assume that having Julian back and having Spoon back will allow Mike Macdonald to do some things or take some risks that he wouldn't take with the twos in.
Can I ask all of us a very honest question here, including listeners? Text in with your thoughts, your answers. Text line obviously open all the time, 866-979-3776. Why aren't more people talking about the Seahawks? Are they not as interesting to a national audience? I mean, they're tied for the second best record in the NFC. It's a tight race at the top of the NFC. Multiple teams are 5-2. You have the Eagles at 6-2, but they're the only 6-win team, and then the Colts obviously with the best record in football at 7-1, but no 7-win teams in the NFC. I understand why the Seahawks aren't headlining SportsCenter every single night. I think what I'm confused about is I can't remember the last time I listened to so many NFL podcasts. And rarely do they have the Seahawks ranked as a top 5, 6, 7 team. Very rarely. And yet they'll always do this kind of you really love what you see from JSN. And the defense has been undeniable. Anyways, moving on, let's talk about the Packers. And I don't blame them, but a genuine question. Why aren't more people talking about the Seahawks?
I think it's because of no one expects them to be contenders, right? And you look at the games that they've won. They've beaten a good Steelers team, right? Steelers are, I believe, our first in their division, 4-3. They're decent. You've beaten the Saints. You beat the Cardinals. You lose to the Bucks. You beat the Jags and the Texans. They don't have that signature win yet. And I think that maybe Sunday Night Football against a Commander team that has Jaden Daniels, who a lot of people had going to the conference championship, maybe that will be their signature win. If not, if after this week people aren't talking about the Seahawks the way that we think they should be talking about them, they got to wait until they play the Rams. Because after that, you got the Cardinals and the Rams coming up. So I think that's what it is. And it's also it's the personality of this team. Sam Darnold is not the flashy type of guy, not the flashy type of quarterback. He's not at one point, he was considered in the MVP conversation. Then you have a down game. Yeah. It's just the personality of the Northwest, and I honestly think it's because they haven't had that signature win yet. The run game isn't where it needs to be. Thank God for JSN. If it wasn't for JSN, then I don't think anyone would be talking about this squad. So, it might happen this Sunday night because I feel like all eyes are going to be on the Seahawks. Yep. And then when they did have a Monday night game, the offense sputtered a little bit. You know, they didn't look great against the Texans. So they're waiting on their moment. Okay. And I don't mind it. You know, they're 5-2, first year division. They don't need that love.
I like that argument, though. I actually buy that one. That's believable to me. That's a fair argument to me. They haven't had a signature win, particularly a signature win in primetime, right, where the entire country is watching this team dominate, right? I mean, the reason people are talking about the Chiefs for all kind of reasons, but oh my God, the Chiefs are back. They're winning a Super Bowl became the conversation after that Monday night game against the Commanders for a reason. Everyone was watching, and it was a dominant win despite them making mistakes. Let's see. Offseason narrative, says the 701. So maybe offseason conversations about how they're building up and, they weren't part of conversations about Super Bowl teams. So maybe that's carried over. The 206. I think the Seahawks aren't sexy, says the 206. We don't have superstars. They have a bunch of blue-collar working class dudes that just bring it every single game.
The Seahawks are, if you walk down the street right now, what are you going to see? North Face jacket, jeans, a vest. The Northwest is just a real humble type of low-key type of place, right?
Expensive product.
Yeah, that's exactly who they are because you haven't had that big run game yet, right? You haven't had that game where you're just running the rock. K9 goes for 100. You've had JSN have his moments, but it feels like you haven't had that complete game yet. And at 5-2, and I'm sitting here saying they haven't had that complete game yet, I can't wait for that to happen. So, I think that's part of being in the Northwest too, man.
Yeah,
you're tucked away. You're in Seattle. It happens to the Mariners. It comes with being up here.
It didn't happen with the 2013 squad. They had a lot of personality and a lot of star power. And even after that, I mean, it's not like Russell Wilson was one of the better-known quarterbacks in the league. Date Sierra. Like, there's been star power before even being tucked away. But I agree with this listener that there's not that massive star power right now. Your quarterback isn't sitting on the, front row of a Dodgers game with Madison Beer. Your quarterback isn't at a fashion show in Paris like Joe Burrow. Your wide receiver isn't on a reality show going undercover. Fantastic episode, by the way, with Justin Jefferson. You don't have a premier edge rusher that people are constantly talking about. They're right. It's not the sexiest team right now.
No, and that's fine. That's completely fine with not being the sexy team. As long as you're winning ball games, as long as you are improving, you're 5-2, you're getting some bodies back this week in J Love and Witherspoon. We'll see what Derek Hall looks like as well. I'm completely fine with that. Low key is fine with me.
Let's see. Someone else said Northwest teams aren't generally a thought to national media. Seahawks fatigue from previous years being favorited only to lose in a season in big games is help. I don't know that there's overall Seahawks fatigue though. We've covered every single season for the last 12 years or whatever. I can tell you confidently that the Seahawks haven't been a Super Bowl favorite for the last several years.
Nah.
So I don't know that there's Seahawks fatigue.
No.
I don't think that's a thing. I think there's Chiefs fatigue, but they keep winning. I think it's Sam Darnold, and it's that you don't have a premier edge rusher. You don't have star power.
Yeah, I think
it's not a bad thing, but
here's the not disrespect, but I was listening to Stephen A. this morning, and he named the top 5 receivers in the NFL. He had Puka at 5, Jason at 4, Jamar Chase, and Jefferson at 1 and 2, something like that. I forgot who the third one was.
Was it like Amon-Ra maybe?
Nah, he didn't even have him on the list.
Wow.
But that right there, Jason leads the league in yards, yet he put him at 5.
Yeah.
I understand having Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase up there. They've done it for years. You watch the film, I get it. But I think that right there is an example. And if you look at JSN, his personality, he's low key. Like, yeah, he did dunk when he scored that touchdown, but his personality is a reserved type of person, at least from what I gather of him. So no, I think you're right. I think it's because you don't have the personalities, and your leader is the most lowest key quarterback out there in Sam Darnold. I can't even tell you what his voice sounds like. If you were to put on a Sam Darnold cut right now and you didn't tell me it was Sam Darnold, I'd be like, I don't know who that is.
If you had no idea. And I was just like, oh, this right here, this is Sam Darnold. No, it's not. Joke's on you. It's Lane Kiffin. No, I think all of this is right. It's a lack of like sexy star power, big names, people who have been there before. Your quarterback isn't like this, highest paid, clearly well-known guy. And your franchise as a whole, like people are going to talk about the Cowboys, whether they're good or bad. Yeah. The Seahawks aren't one of those. Many NFL teams are not one of those teams.
Yeah. So Jags ain't it.
Exactly. Like it is what it is. No matter what you do, there are just going to be more attention paid to the Giants, the Cowboys, Packers, what have you. Doesn't matter.
No.
Are they wrong to not talk about the Seahawks? Are the Seahawks genuinely a really good team getting overlooked?
I don't think they're getting overlooked. I think they're getting the necessary attention. Like, what have they done? What have they done over the past few years?
They have the second best. Well, this year they have the second best.
I'm talking about collectively. Like, they haven't gone to the playoffs. They haven't gone on a run. They haven't been Super Bowl contenders. You got to earn that. I get it. We're looking at things. We see them every day.
Yeah.
We see JSN. We see what this offense is doing. We crunch the numbers constantly. But until you insert yourself into the real fight like the Commanders did last year, that's why you're talking about them. It's supposed to be like that. You ain't done nothing, but you're on your way, though. And I think we kind of get offended because we see that they're on their way. We think that they're on their way. But in reality, what have they done?
I mean, I think you can say that about some other teams, though, that are getting a lot of attention and a lot of praise for what they're doing.
Like who?
I guess the Colts are off to a phenomenal start. They haven't done anything.
But they're 7-1.
Yeah.
They're 7-1.
Okay, well, what if the Seahawks
if the Hawks were 7-1, they'd be talking about them like that.
All right, that's fair. I don't know. Everything else I'm thinking of is like not a flagship, like a primary.
But you've lost to the Niners.
Steelers, Packers.
Lost to the Bucks.
Here's another one. Why do people still favor the Niners over the Seahawks?
Because they're the Niners. Because Shanahan. Because they've made runs over the past 5 years. They've been a good football team.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's like there's a carryover. There's nothing that the Hawks have done over the past couple of years that carries over to this year that says, hey, we got to watch these guys.
I don't disagree with you. I just think that it's more that it's an interesting topic to me because I think that there are things at play that are not football reasons. Like the Seahawks, I'm not saying they're completely overlooked. Like by no means are you like a chip on your shoulder. No one believes in you. Like you're being talked about, but not as seriously as other teams where I'm like, most national outlets, I guarantee you, would rank the Rams over the Seahawks. Statistically, they're either very similar or Seattle has an edge.
Yeah.
Seattle's defense has performed better than the Rams' defense. JSN has more yards than Puka Nacua, and my fantasy football team's upset about that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that Puka isn't electric. Trust me, I need him to be. But in what way would you give like a very clear nod to the Rams? You can make a case. I don't think it's obvious though, and it's getting treated like it's obvious.
Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, Devontae Adams.
Sure.
They got the star power over there.
Okay, and the same record.
Yeah. But they got the star power. And I think Mike Macdonald, and I think Mike Macdonald prefers it this way. From what I know of Mike Macdonald, he is a blue-collar, humble, work-hard type of dude. He doesn't have the McVay charisma. He doesn't have the raspy voice. He's going to go out there and do all these commercials. If offered, he probably would do that commercial, take some coin. But I think it's just the personality of this team reflects Mike Macdonald. And I think he doesn't mind being low-key and flying under the radar because he knows that they're moving in the right direction. But, yeah, do they deserve a bit more attention? I would say probably. But I also think that they haven't done enough to warrant a lot of attention yet.
The most important thing to come from this entire segment is someone texting in, who's Madison Beer? I don't exactly know who she is, actually, or, like, what she does.
she's like a singer.
She's incredibly beautiful, and she's dating Justin Herbert.
She's a singer?
I don't know.
Couldn't name you one of her songs.
I could not tell you who she is, but she is undeniably gorgeous.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
In like an entrancing way. And she's dating Justin Herbert, and they've been seen all over the place. And we've spent the entire morning trying to figure out if it's a PR relationship or a real one. And I can't decide, but I'm very into it. I'm moving on. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, the Blue Jays have even up the World Series at 2-2 after they shut down the one-man show of Shohei Ohtani last night. What's the real headline?
Well, the Blue Jays bats fell asleep for the last 8 innings Monday, so maybe they were just more rested.
I knew this was over when Vladdy Dottie went yard.
Oh, yeah.
When he turned on that
Which is
thing,
early.
yeah, I was like, yeah, this is going to be tough. The energy is different for this one. And he's the tone setter with that team. He's had such a good run in the playoffs this year. But, yeah, they didn't listen. I said we're going to get this done in L.A., so I guess we got to do it in Toronto now. But, again, the Toronto Blue Jays is finding ways to win. Bottom of the order. You're producing runs. You're getting on base. They're a complete team, man, and they battle. Bieber was better than I thought he was going to be. Good for Toronto.
The Toronto offense is just, I feel like pesky is
yeah, I like that word.
one of the better ways to describe them, or like something about them is just like a gnat, like just infuriating.
Their bottom of the order was doing exactly what the Mariners weren't, where they were just getting on base and like kind of giving you a hard time 7, 8 through 9, and like that brings around the top of the order and they just mash.
Yep. Well, and I think too, when you are, I don't know that the Seahawks were overly reliant on the home run. I think home runs and slugging are very important, and I typically don't love a narrative like that. But I think the reason that you see them in their wins typically have this like massive gap is that they really do pile on. Like when they get going, you're right. And then when Vlad hits, a 2-run bomb or whatever it is, you feel like it's never ending because when they start adding on, like once they hit a crooked number, it's like that's going to keep going. Mm-hmm. They're just going to keep getting on base, and this is never ending.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number two, Josh Naylor commented on an Instagram post from Cal Raleigh saying, "See you around, my friend. We'll always be rooting for you. Godspeed." What's the real headline?
Like rooting for you from the dugout? Like right next to you? Like I'll always be rooting for you as
You're not going to leave, right?
Yeah. Like from the clubhouse 15 feet away?
Are you mad at me?
Are you mad? Are you mad at me? Should we read into this for any reason? Because I am.
Yeah.
Anyone else? I am.
I'm reading into it.
Criticism.
I think he's gonna do what he's gonna do. You go out there, test the waters, see what the money's like, and come back to the Mariners and figure out if he can cut a deal.
It's Josh Naylor. He's like kind of a weird guy. It's kind of a weird comment.
He's much
got a
weird
cat
guy.
personality.
He does have a cat personality.
Yeah.
I dig it. I'm here for it. However, I am reading into this. See you around. Will always be rooting for you. Godspeed. Does not sound like have a fun summer.
See you back here in March.
See you here. I'll see you in March.
See you
I'll
in
see you in spring
Peoria.
training. Can't wait to see you in Arizona. Or like, hey, oh my God, friends for life. I don't know what players would ever come.
Do you think they get yearbooks at the end of the year?
They should, and just have people sign them. Just like, oh, please, superlatives. Oh,
Bryce Miller would do that. He would walk around the locker room with like a big T-shirt or something.
2 changes when I become MLB commissioner. The first thing I'm going to do is make it to where you're limited in how many times you can intentionally walk a player per game. The second thing I'm going to do is make it to where teams are required to give out yearbooks and players have to sign. Like you have to treat the end of your season like it's the end of a school year. Add a little levity to it. To the massive heartbreak.
The letdown of just like,
No, I guess that wouldn't be my second change as commissioner. Diet Coke fountains in clubhouses. I'll figure it out. We'll figure out what the second priority will be, but the first would definitely be about intentional walks. And also, I will stand by that I am very nervous about this, Curtis. I can't believe you're not.
Headline rewrites.
That's just how Josh Naylor is. He's kind of a weird guy. Headline 3.
He's like, I'll never forget you. It's like very obvious. I hope I see you again one day. And you're like, I don't know. I'm not thinking anything
buying
about it.
Headline 3. Cal Raleigh was voted MLB Player of the Year by his peers in the Major League Baseball Players Association. What's the real headline?
Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani were also finalists, but they weren't good enough.
They're whacked. They're washed up.
But they're bad.
Yeah.
They're just not as good at baseball.
No, this is good, man. That means the homies are paying attention. His peers respect him, and that means a lot. He still needs to get that MVP. If his peers are saying that he is the guy, why wouldn't the people who write and comment feel the same way? We know why. Because there's a guy who wears pinstripes who's 6'11" and hits bombs, and they are just enamored by him. And I understand that. But Cal
Wemby out
has
there.
been the most valuable player to his team this year, but something tells me he's not going to get that award.
I don't know if he's going to get the MVP, but I do think it is quite an honor to, especially when I meant that Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge were actually finalists. Clearly, them not being as good at baseball is a joke, but he did win this award, voted on by players over those two, which is quite telling. Question from the 360, and I'm so glad you asked. How many times would you say that you could walk a batter intentionally? Max 2 per game.
Yeah, 2.
Am I wrong? Are we
I'd
crazy?
say 2.
Would you
Bump
get
and
more in extras?
You can get 1 in extras. I'm sorry, walking someone 4 times a game.
4 times.
On base 9 times
makes,
is crazy.
It is crazy, and 3 more than a record, which is insane, but it makes baseball less fun. What I wanted to see was a moment we did eventually get, but he was basically still walked, was Shohei Ohtani at bat in this massive moment. Like, that's what MLB wants, and as commissioner, that's what I want.
Baseball is the only sport where you can eliminate the best player. You say, you know what? You're not going to affect this game
Exactly.
anymore.
Imagine if you were like,
done.
Miles Garrett actually has to sit this one out.
Yeah. It's the only sport you can do that.
That's stupid.
It was similar to hacking in basketball.
Hack a shot.
Yeah, where like the Sacramento Kings were like, we're not going to let Shaq beat us down in the post, and we're going to use all of our fouls up and hope that some of these possessions come up empty by shooting free throws. But obviously, it didn't work because Shaq was one of the greatest players of all time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was not a fun watch seeing him walked all those times.
You do deserve some strategy as a manager. You should be allowed some intentional walks. It's also kind of a compliment. Like when Cal would get intentionally walked during the season, wasn't part of you thinking like, yeah, that's right.
You know, one of the best feelings
They're terrified.
That reminded me, one of the best feelings in the world is when you're at an open gym.
Yeah.
And you catch the rock and they're like, close out, shooter, shooter, shooter. Like, hey, I'm about to light you up. The worst feeling is when they just let you shoot. Like, yeah, go ahead, dog.
Give
Like,
them space.
respect. My experience was
sagging
more
out.
like, okay, bring the field in, bring the field
I've
in.
experienced both.
Oh, no. What was the last experience?
I don't know, man. I don't hoop no more. These knees can't take it.
One of the most fun debates in football ahead of the trade deadline coming your way next.
Hawks Live. Presented by the Dining District at the Bellevue Collection. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Live from Bellevue Square's center court. Come on by and join hosts Michael Bumpus and Paul Moyer and a different Seahawks player every week.
This should be fun.
Hawks Live. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bail Arm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bailarm.com today.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7, so you never miss a customer, lead, or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com HIMS.com/SPORTS.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? HIMS has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through HIMS, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Progressive knows you've got enough to worry about in life.
Hi, it's your life again. Feel like another year is just slipping away? Yeah, remember all those New Year's resolutions you made? You still haven't finished the first book. Just 19 more to go. I mean, if we're being honest, it wasn't a very realistic goal. Have you ever considered that you intentionally self-sabotage? So what's that about?
So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a Good-to-Go account, you'll now receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A Good-to-Go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III! Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Stacy here, and if you're in the market to sell your car or explore getting a new one, I have to tell you about the coolest thing. It's Wayscar Ford's vehicle profit sharing program. Here's how it works. You sell them your old car at fair market value. You can sell it that day, get paid right away. The whole thing takes about 30 minutes. Then when they resell it, they split the profit 50-50 with you. It's not a consignment. It's a way for a trusted local dealership to avoid things like auction fees and then split savings with an actual customer. Listen, I am someone who sold an old car years ago and got completely ripped off. It was also later involved in a crime. I don't have enough time to tell you about it. It's another story for another day. But I wish I would have known about this program, and it's why I'm telling you about it now. Other people are finding out Wayscar Ford just surpassed sharing over $1 million with customers who have sold them their cars. Sell your car for top dollar and get a share in half the profit when Wayscar Ford resells it. Why would you want to sell your car anywhere else? WayscarFord.com. That's WayscarFord.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I solved it. We've spent the entire break talking about this. Well, not the entire break, but the last portion of it. I have figured out the answer to how we fix this. Curtis, would you please tell the people exactly what you just told me about the promo you saw?
I was watching NBA on NBC last night. It was Warriors Clippers, and they were promoting Sunday Night Football, Seahawks Commanders. And I was like, probably put like JSN's picture
One
on there,
would think.
right? Like he's having an amazing season. He's a young, dynamic player in the league. No, Sam Darnold. Still Sam Darnold after, 8 weeks into the season.
Which I don't blame as a quarterback. Quarterbacks are always going to get attention, right? We hate quarterbacks. However, it is interesting to me because it's not like JSN isn't a known commodity. You went to the Ohio State. You're very conventionally handsome. He should be on Love Island. There's no reason he should. You're leading the league in receiving yards, and then I came up with this solution. Tell me what you think. JSN should start a podcast.
No.
Yes.
No.
JSN should start a podcast,
Bad
and he
idea.
should first
That
couple
will
of-
tank the
first
entire
couple-
season.
But it gets the attention that this team deserves. JSN has a podcast.
No.
Start saying some controversial things that go viral, and guess whose picture is using?
That's the problem. Who
needs a
cares about
podcast.
attention? This is win ball games.
No,
And
I'll
we're
tell you
doing
how
it.
we make
Just
the
win
team
ball games.
sexier. Nothing sexier than podcasting. And I'm telling you, that's how we fix this problem.
Podcasting equipment has
Seahawks, are you
become
listening
too
to me?
easily available to acquire.
I'm telling you, you know what people talk about with Micah Parsons? Not that he's a good pass rusher, his podcast.
That's
what
the first
gets
thing
him
I
the
talk
attention.
about Michael Parsons is pass rushing ability.
But have you listened to his podcast?
No.
That's why he's famous.
Every time I've listened to his podcast, it's been against my will.
I'm telling you right now, JSN, if you're listening, you need to either try out for Love Island or start a podcast. And that's how we make sure the Seahawks are right back to the top of SportsCenter.
Paul George, Michael Porter Jr. This is not a road that I want my king to go down.
Listen, I'm just telling you guys that if I were in charge of like PR and like how we're going to get this done, that's what I would tell JSN to do. Is it a horrible
And that's
idea?
why you're not in charge of CXPR.
Someone said I thought trash takes were saved for later. Look, is it a trash take? I don't know. That's none of my business. It's none of my business whether my take is good. It is my business that we get to talk about the Seahawks being a sexier team. I'm just saying.
I need my man focused.
I'm just saying.
Keep carving up defenses. Go home and rest.
Start a podcast.
You don't need anything extra on your plate. You're balling right now.
It's going to take you 30 minutes a night. You know what I mean?
The text line vehemently against your idea, Stacy.
You guys just don't
Consensus
know what, you guys don't
negative
know what cool is.
approval.
I have my fingers on the pulse of cool right now, and you guys aren't paying attention.
I have my fingers on the pulse of cool.
Yeah.
That's what a cool person
Yeah,
says.
I know it's 6, 7 minutes. Ian, stop laughing. Stop laughing. I want to get to an actual a fun debate, and this is a serious sports conversation. So now we're jumping into this. Joel Klatt was on with Brock and Salk this morning, and this ties back to a trade deadline conversation that we've been having all week long. You bump, and I will say 99% of listeners all say, look, if you're going to add at the deadline, please add an offensive lineman. There's a right guard. Look at Wyatt Teller right there, available maybe from the Cleveland Browns if they decide against being buyers, which I don't think they should be. But hey, why don't you add to your offensive line? That's a move that makes sense for you. It'll help you in the long run. Do it. And then when I mentioned, what about a premier edge rusher? Like what about I don't know that Trey Hendrickson gets moved and he's hurt, but Jalen Phillips. Right? The Dolphins are going to move one of their pass rushers. Like, what about something like that to, like, really make your team crazy? What about a Max Crosby? You've made deals with the Raiders before. You made deals with the Dolphins before. What if you do that? And the vast majority of people say, no.
O-line.
No.
O-line. Like, if none of your O-line situations work out and you want to say, okay, well, let's make a move on defense, then okay, but your focus needs to be that offensive line. It's going to help the run game. It's going to help the pass game, protect your quarterback, add some depth. Defensively, you are a damn good defensive team. Like, it's not like you're looking at this defense, scratching your head, saying, oh, what are we going to do? We're not getting enough sacks. We're not getting pressures. You're doing just fine, and you're getting healthy. I go defense if all the other offensive linemen that you try to work a deal with just doesn't work out.
Okay. Well, let's take a listen to Joel Klatt being asked that exact same question. Hey, what would you do if you could improve a weakness like the offensive line or a strength like your defense at the deadline?
I mean, in a perfect world, you'd love to do both. But if you can only do one, I think that you need to raise the level of your weaknesses. Because in this sport, it's all about matchups. It's all about weaknesses once you get into the playoffs. That's all teams are going to attack is your weaknesses. So if you can go from average to good somewhere or weak to average somewhere, I think that you've increased the viability of your team in the playoffs more so than just taking a strength and making it stronger.
So let me give you the
that would be my philosophical answer.
I like the debate, though. And it's a great answer from Joel to be like, it's really a philosophical conversation. Do you look at a strength like your defense? You are one of the best teams in the league with applying pressure. You can look at it and go, well, then you don't need an edge rusher. Or you could look at it and go, oh, my God, what would a premier edge do to this defense? That's a fun debate to have.
It is. Here's the thing is,
no one doesn't need Max Crosby.
Either move, Max Crosby ain't going to a Raiders.
He's
made
not,
it clear.
but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, no,
either move makes your team better, and that's what GMs are in the business of, making your team better. But you make your team better where they're the weakest, and right now that unit is probably the weakest. You can look at running back. I see people texting in, go get another running back. But I think that if you just shore up that offensive line, that takes your team to a different level. If you get better on defense, I think you get better, but you don't become a contender. I think shoring up that offensive line, getting that run game going, protect your quarterback, then you start talking about being a contender.
How do the Seahawks separate themselves from the rest of the NFC? What if one of the ways to do that is to become the best defense in football?
They're one of the best already.
But what if you are the best?
Good for you.
No, not just good for you.
Good for you.
That's how you start separating yourself.
I think they could be the best defense with what they have right now. I think with the guys that they have, with a healthy Derek Hall, Jalen Nwosu, interior defensive lineman, I think you can get better linebacker. The guys in the back, I think they have the ingredients to be the best defense in the game right now. I only look at a couple of other defenses and say, yeah, they're probably better. But you're going to need to score points, man. You're going to need to continue to push the ball down the field and get the run game going. So if I looked at this defense and I thought they have no chance of being a top 5 defense, then I'd be like, all right, let's shore some things up. Let's go get the best available defender out there. But when I look at the film, I look at these guys, all we need is top 5 defense, and I think they have the ingredients. The offense, you got some work to do in some areas.
Look, I fundamentally agree with you. I'm playing devil's advocate right now, but it's not like I don't know that you could stand to improve at right guard. That's the move that I would make if I were to wave a magic wand and make a move. But for the sake of fun, I do want to push back against anyone who says, well, you don't need a running back. You don't need a wide receiver. You don't need, an edge rusher. Just to say, like, anyone that makes your team better is a good thing.
Facts. I agree.
So I think there are sometimes that people look at it as though it's like, oh, you have like food stocked on the shelves, and so it would be a waste to add it. That's not how this works. There's not a world where adding a premier edge rusher or a premier, maybe an inside linebacker, like a Logan Wilson demanded a trade from the Bengals. He doesn't like that he's being benched in favor of a rookie. Now, he probably goes to Lou Anarumo with the Colts if they do deal him. That's a reunion that makes sense. But there are some other teams that might want linebacker help. Seattle may be one of them. Buccaneers may be another. But I just want to push back against the idea that adding to a strength isn't also sometimes a really fun and smart move.
Would I be mad if they added to the defense? No. But I would love to know that they tried everything they could to improve that offensive line in the offense. Because if you look at the offense is still explosive, right? You still got the most explosive wideout in the game right now. I still think that K9 is one of the more explosive running backs. You got to get things going. But no, you add to the defense and you get a baller, for sure. I'm not going to be mad at that. I just would love to know that their focus is that offensive line. If that don't work out, then go and get your guy.
We want to send one of you and 3 friends to watch the Seahawks game on November 9th against the Arizona Cardinals. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't already have the app, text the word app to 866-979-3776 and we'll send you a link to download. Enter daily to increase your chance to win. This contest runs through Monday, November 3rd. Get Off My Lawn coming your way next.
Hawks Live. Touchdown! Presented by the Dining District at the Bellevue Collection. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Live from Bellevue Square Center Court. Come on by and join hosts Michael Bumpus and Paul Moyer and a different Seahawks player every week.
This should be fun.
Hawks Live. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Why is K2 Vision RLE a permanent solution to glasses, contacts, and readers? How is it that you'll never develop a cataract after K2 Vision RLE? And how is RLE different from LASIK?
Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. We'll answer those questions and others when you join us for our free live webinar this Thursday at noon. Andy, what are some of the other questions you hear?
Well, how long is the procedure and recovery? Or who's a good candidate for RLE?
And we'll also answer, how much does RLE cost? Is there financing available? Does insurance pay for RLE?
Find out how K2 Vision RLE is the permanent solution to glasses, contacts, and readers.
And cataracts too.
Right, no more cataracts.
K2 Vision's free live webinar this Thursday at noon. Space will be limited, so register now at k2visionrle.com.
Join us at our free live webinar this Thursday at noon. Sign up at k2visionrle.com.
The birth of the American supercar is roaring into LeMay, America's Car Museum, October 25th. Curated by racing legend Steve Saleen, this high-octane exhibition features icons like Hennessy, Shelby, Zinger, and more. Don't miss it. Visit americascarmuseum.org.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service. 98 years providing logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. Visit suplinen.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game, Sunday, November 9th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, October 28th through November 3rd. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
The Bump and Stacy Show is powered in part each day by the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Stacy Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt.
ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men. It's ProSculpt.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
You all laughed at me when I said that JSN should start a podcast, and that's how we get him on the map. But does Amon-Ra St. Brown have a podcast?
He does.
Does Max Crosby have a podcast?
Apparently he does, too.
Does Aiden Hutchinson have a podcast?
I'm guessing he does.
He does. I'm just saying, guys, look.
Don't follow it. Be yourself, Jason. You don't need no dang podcast.
What if himself, he wants to have a podcast?
He's having the best season of his career.
And he could talk about it.
Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't change up anything.
Okay. NFL Network's Isaiah Stanback joins us in less than 15 minutes. Right now, Bump has 3 things grinding his gears this week, making him yell, "Get off my lawn!" So what do you got first?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
No sports. I got no sports.
Great.
No sports. Travel stuff here, of course.
Mm-hmm.
This first one. You know when you're waiting at the your gate, and Alaska was crazy this weekend because flights were canceled and delayed and all that stuff. Thankfully, mine wasn't. But you're sitting down, and they have those seats, where you sit and you wait at your gate. And it's crazy. Like, it's hectic. It was so hectic. Mom walked up with her kids. She didn't have nowhere to sit. I got up so she can sit down,
What
right?
a gentleman.
I tried to be. Mama raised me right. But I'm sitting next to this lady before that. All this chaos is going down. People are worried about their flights and all that stuff. She has her bag on a seat and does not pick it up. And I'm looking at her, and I'm looking at the lady, and I'm looking at her, looking at the lady. I'm like, how selfish are you to see all this chaos going down? You're flying Alaska. We've been getting these alerts. We know that flights are delayed. You got moms that are stressed out, old people who are confused, and you kept your bag right there. And I looked at that lady as I got up to let mom and her children sit down, and I looked at her, and she still didn't move her bag.
Does she know you were looking at her?
We made eye contact. I looked at her, and I got up and said, "Hey, you can sit here. I know it's crazy. Go ahead and sit down." And she did not budge, man. I thought, man, how selfish are you? What do you like with your husband or with your kids or whatnot? Do you not reciprocate love? Like that right there
who hurt
just
you?
made me think about how she lives her day to day. And when you see chaos going on and you put your bag on your seat and didn't move it, I was very frustrated. And I went and stood by the gate and let mom sit down. So a lady who didn't move your bag, that was selfish of you. Be considerate of others, please.
Yeah. Get off his lawn.
Get off my dang lawn.
What's next?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
If I download a game, I want to play that game. All right? I've downloaded 2 games lately, and it makes me play a different game. Like, there's this game where you kind of draw something and you try to protect like a little, like a dog or something from getting stung by bees, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I want to play that game.
What kind of game is this?
I want to play that game. So, you draw around it and you protect it from the bees. Then I get shifted to this medieval game.
It's King.
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. This medieval game. And I'm like, that's not the game that I downloaded. I want to play the game I downloaded. I got to play that game to get back to the other game. And I was very frustrated. That's when I was sitting down next to the lady, looking at her and her bag sitting on the seat. And I go, if I download a game, I want to play that game. I don't want to have to go on these other quests before I play the game that I want to play. Well, how is that even legal? Why? How they let them do this? I was so mad. I wanted to play my dang game, and I put my phone down and started watching something on my iPad.
So the game is that you're protecting a dog from a bee?
It's called. Look. Where's the dang game? It's called. All right, look at this game. Look. You see that right there?
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay.
All right. I go to the game, and you got to protect this dog. Look, you protect it from the bees. You draw around it, and you protect it.
No, it looks like it's made for kids.
Yeah, it looks like made for kids. It's something that's to go blank.
Yeah, it's actually much more complicated than it looks.
Right. What is this?
Okay, yeah, is it a free game?
If you can see on the text line, what is this? This is not the game that I downloaded. What is this? This is ridiculous. I want to play the game that I downloaded.
I just want to protect this dog
so mad.
from bees.
And now I'm trying to rescue a princess from the castle or something like that.
That's how they got you.
It's frustrating.
So they
man.
actually got you to do exactly what they wanted you to do, which is download another game.
No, I downloaded the game, but to play that game, I have to go through quests.
Well,
and the games they make no sense. They don't even connect.
But
they
it
make
doesn't matter.
no sense.
That's on growth. You know what I mean?
Gracious.
You learned a lot about yourself, I'm sure, on those quests.
Ridiculous.
What's next?
All right.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
All right, unless you fly first class, there's no like natural barrier in between you and the person sitting next to you, right? Like first class, you got that little like a little cockpit or whatever the heck that's called. So I'm sitting there in my seat, and I respect people's space. My legs stay within the frame of the seat in front of me. This dude next to me had his legs wide open, touching my leg, touching my leg,
touching your knee with his knee.
Yes. So what I do is I like move my leg a little bit, try to snuggle up a bit, and he doesn't move his dang leg. He's just sitting there, wide. So finally, the drinks come, food comes, and he has to sit right because he's got to bring his tray down. And I did it to him. I opened up my legs. I got wide. I go, you see how that feels? I didn't do it. I didn't do it for long.
Who's the alpha now?
I was going to say, these are the dynamics of men that I do not.
Open my leg and put that elbow on the armrest. Like, this is all mine now. This is all mine. Funny part is, ended up being friends with that dude and exchanged numbers. Like, the deal. Found out he was a baseball coach at Cal. We started talking ball and stuff, and he's from Gig Harbor. Took his number down. We work in the same area. We're gonna have a beer with him on Saturday.
No, I love
it. Went from what the heck are you doing to it's how you play ball.
So how did it come up? Was he like, hey, you're on my armrest, or did he put his armrest and like you guys were just kind of touching arms for a while, and then he was like, so what's your number?
He was working on his laptop, and I saw the Cal logo, and I started looking at his laptop. And
so you guys are just all on each other's business.
Then he had something like infield training and stuff. I go, oh, you a coach at Cal? I go, oh, yeah, I'm a coach. And then we started talking, and he stayed in his frame. I stayed in my frame.
Okay, because now he respected you.
No one took the elbow, the armrest. We just let it live right there. But, yeah, I was so mad at that dude. Ended up being a solid individual.
I wonder if you guys are you're like alphas who are just kind of testing each other out, and then you decided, we can respect each other.
Let's talk ball. We can coexist and talk some ball. He said he listens to our show. He said, tell Stacy hello.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I think it's very weird to have a stranger be comfortable resting any part of their body next to you.
Touching my leg.
It's one thing when you're like, I'm on a crowded bus and this just happens. On an aeroplane? On an aeroplane in the sky with enough space and your knee is touching my knee?
Touch it. And like leaning too, on his phone, legs open, leaning on my side.
Yeah.
I'm like, goodness gracious.
206, manspreading on the plane is unacceptable.
It is.
We need to talk about manspreading in general. You guys take up more space than you need to.
Well,
that's facts.
Our anatomy,
right?
Kind of makes us do that at times.
Sure, but I'm just saying sometimes the spreading is a little excessive.
It could be, but just keep that in mind next time. That there's some things that.
Not as rude as leaving your suitcase on a seat when other people need to walk around and sit down, though. That's crazy. She gets the biggest get off my lawn point from today.
It was chaos in that airport.
That's wild. All right. Previewing Seahawks for Sunday night and taking a look around the NFL with NFL Network's Isaiah Stanback next.
Get inside the huddle.
The handoff inside. He's Charbonnet. He's going to go. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Taking you inside the VMAC every week. Thursdays, noon to 2.
Our guys show up to play.
Player interviews.
It's obviously been paying off. Just going to continue to do that.
Previewing this week's matchup.
We'll say they come out and just run the ball down the Niners' throats.
And everything Seahawks.
If anybody had a doubt, don't.
The Huddle. Every Thursday at noon. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250, say micro. With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Are you frustrated with those trendy weight loss shots and not getting the long-term results you really want? This is Dr. Ryan Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss, and whether you've hit a plateau, can't handle the side effects, or watch the pounds creep back after stopping, there's a better way. Our program has helped over 4,000 people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. Our doctor-developed program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast. Ready for real lasting results? Visit eastsideweightlossclinic.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Did he just say Eastside Weight Loss Clinic is half the cost and works twice as fast as weight loss injections? It's true. Eastside Weight Loss Clinic is natural and it works. I was finding that my clothes didn't fit as well, so I jumped on the program. I lost 35 pounds in 60 days. It was very safe and a healthy plan.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two, and you can do our program remotely from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
I know a lot of you guys are listening from your phones right now, so it's the perfect time to give a shout out to my friends over at AT&T. The other guys will make claims saying this and that about how great their network is, and I'm just here to set the record straight that AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. I don't know about you guys, but it just gives me so much peace of mind when I'm going to do the things I love, and I know my wireless networks got me. Like if I'm going to a concert or a basketball game or even something outdoorsy, knowing I'm going to have fast service and can share what I'm up to is a game changer. You want to know you can post what you want to post, call who you want to call, and with AT&T, it literally doesn't matter where you're going. I promise you, they're already there. Don't just take it from me. Actual tests prove AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. When you compare, there is no comparison. Based on RootMetrics' United States Root Score Report, 1H 2025 tested with best commercially available smartphones on 3 national mobile networks across all available network types. Your experiences may vary. RootMetrics rankings are not an endorsement of AT&T.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7, so you never miss a customer, lead, or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Cal Raleigh's been named Player of the Year and AL Player of the Year by the MLB Players Association, the top recognition voted on by MLB players. He becomes the first Mariner and first catcher to earn the honor. Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani were also finalists. The Lions and Aiden Hutchinson have reached an agreement on a 4-year, $180 million contract extension. His $45 million per year salary is second among non-quarterbacks behind Micah Parsons.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. You can see Isaiah Stanback on Good Morning Football, which airs Monday through Friday at 5 a.m. Pacific and re-airs at 7 and 9 a.m. Pacific on NFL Network. And you can hear from him right now because he joins us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Isaiah, how's it going?
All is well. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Seahawks in a good spot. We're going to start with Seattle, though we want to take a little bit of a look around the league with you as well. But the Seahawks, 5-2, getting ready to take on the Commanders, Sunday Night Football. And I listen to a ton of podcasts, love Good Morning Football, consume a lot of NFL Network content. And while there are many, many analysts that know exactly what Seattle brings to the table, I feel like they're not quite part of a national conversation about contenders. What could they do on Sunday night to make themselves part of that conversation?
You know what? I don't think that they want to be in that conversation. They want to fly underneath the radar, and all they have to do is continue doing what they've been doing all season long, and that's just taking care of business. These guys only got 2 losses, obviously. One was in week 1, where they were still trying to figure out who they are. Outside of that, they lost to a really good Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. But this is a team that is winning. They're playing really good on defense. Mike Macdonald's defense is finally seemingly getting instilled. And then obviously offensively, these guys are starting to hit on all cylinders.
Isaiah, we're about, 20-plus games in when it comes to Sam Darnold and him playing at the level that he's playing at. What stands out to you when you watch film on him?
Just doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's being consistent, man. You talk about, 12 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions on the year. He had a bad outing, I would say, against the Steelers. But outside of that, he's been playing really good ball, man. That's all Seattle's been looking for is consistent play, somebody who's going to keep them in good down and distance situations, and then somebody who has the arm strength to be able to get JSN the ball. And that's essentially what he's been doing. He's distributing the rock out to everybody. And again, the big thing for quarterbacks is not hurting your team. And that's something that he's doing very well.
I think there's still some people that look at Sam Darnold probably the same way they are at Daniel Jones this year. And they go, oh, just wait. It'll happen. He'll fall back into, being a pumpkin and it'll absolutely work. But Daniel Jones has been phenomenal for Indy so far. And Sam Darnold has been great for Seattle and was great for the Vikings last year. Both also first-round picks. How much of, a quarterback reclamation project when you look at someone like Darnold is just being with a good organization or a couple, obviously, time with Kyle Shanahan and Kevin O'Connell, compared to how they started? I mean, look, being thrown into the Jets for your first year is a little tough.
Yeah, I mean, so much of, and this is what people need to understand about the game of football, or really just about any sport. So much of it is predicated on your ability to get with the organization. And, for in this particular instance, an offensive coordinator that believes in you and understands your skill sets. There's everybody in the NFL is a professional athlete. There's not a lot of them in that sport. When you talk about the global participation in football, and to be one of those individuals, you're fully capable of making contributions to a team and an organization, but it's all about your right fit. So when you start talking about guys like Sam Darnold and why he struggled early on in his career, you just alluded to it. Wasn't with a great organization, wasn't with somebody who knows how to utilize his skill sets. And then obviously last year he gets out there with Kevin O'Connell, and voila, magic, right? He gets with somebody who knows how to use him. He has weapons, he has protection, he can distribute the ball, and it just worked. And then obviously now in Seattle, he's continuing that same development. So, I don't like putting markers on guys that just hey, they're a bust. A lot of times, if they don't get with the right organization or right offensive mind, it's not going to work. But fortunately for him, it is.
We've been waiting for the run game to pop, right? It's been effective because it still influences the defense, and the play action has been working. How would you suggest the Seahawks get this run game going? What are you seeing?
They got to figure it out. They have to figure it out. I think that they have one of the better backfields in the league. This hasn't necessarily shown up for them, but it's just about being balanced. You don't need your running game to be dominant, but you need to get about 100 out of them every game. And I think for Sam Darnold to be what he's capable of, he needs to be able to utilize the play action game. So I'm not sure how they want to get it going, but they have to find a way based upon what the defensive matchup is that week to take full advantage of it. I think that the Washington Commanders, they have a solid interior defense. I think their exterior is a little bit soft, and I think that you can get on their linebackers outside of Bobby Wagner pretty good. So hopefully this is the week that they can get back on the track.
This week is also going to be monumentally important for Washington, right? Like they want to stay as competitive as possible. A huge win for them if they do manage to get it on Sunday night. Tell us a bit more about the Commanders. You're right. I know that they've dealt with some bad injury luck, Daniels being the most recent and most important. But what do you otherwise see from this team?
They're competitive. I mean, any team that's coached by Dan Quinn, you're going to be competitive. You saw their matchup against Green Bay. These guys were, they're running around and hitting. Man, that's what they do. They run to the ball. They play hard, but they were unsustainable through a full 4 quarters, and that's something that they have to figure out. I think that their cornerback play is relatively light right now. I think that you can beat them on the outside. So I think JSN is going to have great matchups against, Lattimore, which is considered to be their best corner. He hasn't turned out to be what they hoped and dreamed that he would be after they traded for him. So I think that you can exploit them in the passing game. But you have to be able to have an effective running game, and it has to start with the big boy that they have out there in the middle.
Speaking of JSN, when the trade was made, DK going to the Steelers and obviously Tyler Lockett to Tennessee's with Vegas now, everyone's questioning, all right, is JSN going to be capable of doing it? I thought he'd be all right at number 1, but I didn't see this type of season coming from him. What do you like about JSN?
He's versatile. There's not a route that he can't run. So when you're looking at receivers, true number 1 receivers, you can't just look at them and say, okay, well, he does this one thing really well. They have to be well-rounded. Every number 1 receiver in this league there's not something that they can't do. Usually it's the run blocking that they're unwilling to do. But in this case, JSN can run every route underneath. He can run the 18-yard comebacks, and he definitely can run over the top of your secondary. So he doesn't really have a weakness. He's not a body catcher. He catches with his hands, and you can move him around from the inside to the outside. So it makes it very difficult to mark him. So when you have that versatility and you have an offensive mind like offensive coordinator like they do out in Seattle, then, Clint Kubiak's going to be able to move him around and always put him in a position to be successful.
The NFC best record right now belongs to the Eagles with 6 wins. But Isaiah, you know this as well as anyone. I just watched this segment from you. Ask anyone, to name their best team in the NFC or a team that's really proving something, and they could say, "Oh, the Packers, absolutely. Oh, the Lions, no doubt. Oh, I think the Rams can really get this done when Puka's back and healthy." So I feel like it's just, we talked about how much parity there was the other day, but there's also just a lot of really fun NFC teams right now. If you had to point to a team that for you in the NFC is in your number 1 spot, who would it be, and how close are the Seahawks?
I would put Green Bay in my number 1 spot, but I think every team in the NFC that is leading the division right now is an absolute problem. I think Green Bay is a problem just because I think that they haven't reached their ceiling yet. And defensively, they're really nasty defensively. They're tough to play against. Offensively, they're just getting all their guys back. Obviously, Watson just came back. When you look at the NFC East, they got Philadelphia. You just know that Philly's always going to be in it, whether their offense has been clicking or not. When they do click, it's a problem. Defensively, I think you can exploit them a little bit. The Bucks, obviously Seattle had their woes with the Bucks. The Bucks are just a competitive outfit, but they're dealing with a lot of injuries. So can they overcome everything in order to make a nice run? And Seattle, I think Seattle is primed. I think they're primed, but I would say Seattle has the most. Seattle has the most competitive division of all the divisions in the NFC, and that always presents a problem when you start talking about making big pushes in the playoffs. The Rams are always going to present a problem for you. They always have in recent history. The Cardinals are not far off. They always feel like they are, but they're always competitive. They've only lost 1 possession games all season long. And then the 49ers, they're always a problem for Seattle as well. So that's only the problem I ever see for Seattle is just that their interdivision games are always so tough.
Simple one here, Isaiah. What's up with your Cowboys, man? What's going on over there?
Man, they got to figure it out defensively, dude. You can't have a top 2 offense and a bottom 2 defense. It just doesn't bode well for your win column. But I think that, if Dallas can make a move here in the trade deadline, I think that they're probably 1 or 2 pieces away and a change in scheme. I think that Matt Eberflus is just handcuffed right now defensively. You know, he calls man, they get beat. He calls zone, they miscommunicate. He has a really tough job right now trying to work with a lot of guys that are in a backup position. So they need help on defense. Offense is obviously taking care of business.
We talked about how nasty that Packers defense was. In hindsight, was it a clear mistake from Jerry Jones to deal Micah?
I don't think so. I understand why he traded him. You know, sometimes you gotta cut bait. If somebody doesn't fit what you're trying to head towards in terms of a culture, or if somebody doesn't fit your scheme, or if they're going to handcuff you financially, then there's a lot of reasons why you get rid of guys. But ultimately, they have a lot of draft equity and they have a lot of salary cap space. The question is, what do they do with it? If they don't do anything with it to better their roster, then yeah, it was a terrible move. But right now, it's looking like Green Bay got the best of the trade at this point in the season.
Is there a sneaky team out there, a team that you feel like is doing some good things that probably isn't getting the attention that they deserve?
The Panthers. The Panthers are sneaky. I think that you haven't seen nearly as good of quarterback play that you're hoping to get out of them. But if you do, then that's the team you have to mess with. They have receivers out there. They have a heck of a running game. Their defense is solid. They're very competitive. And I think that if they figure it out at the quarterback position, if Bryce Young can get going, then I think that's a team that you really have to be wary of, especially when they're playing at home.
Now, I don't think Tennessee at 1-7 is going to turn their season around, but could the 2-5 Baltimore Ravens getting Lamar back for Thursday night against the Dolphins?
Yeah, I like the Ravens. I like the Ravens a lot. The Ravens are my pick in the AFC to go to the Super Bowl. They were that before the season. They are that even with their record being as terrible as it is. I just think that the Ravens have all the pieces. The only thing that I think the Ravens are missing right now is Zach Orr figuring out how to call this defense. Once these guys are healthy, both on the offense and defense side of the ball, this is the most talented team in the league. No, I don't think anybody can really dispute that. They're very dominant. If you've ever seen the Baltimore Ravens in person, they are like the Monstars from India, from Space Jams. These guys are just huge across the board, and they just physically impose their will on you. So Derrick Henry had a rough start to the year, obviously with the fumbling. Lamar Jackson's been injured. Their whole defense was gone, all their contributors. But now they're starting to get all their Infinity Stones back, and their schedule is really easy over these next 5 or 6 games.
Hey, we had Hasselback was on our morning show, and he was talking about how offenses are getting back to old school style of play, packing it in, under center, play action, all that good stuff. Why do you feel like we're seeing a change in the NFL when it comes to offenses and their approach?
It's just the wave, man. I mean, you remember back in the day, as Hasselback mentioned, you should run the ball, you run a play action game. Obviously he had Sean Alexander to be able to hand the ball off to, and it was effective. And then it went to the spread offense. It became the receivers were the ones that were the most impactful on the field. And now we're getting back to the old school. It's just the wave, man. There's no really rhyme or reason. I think that these offensive coordinators that are coming up through the ranks, they have gotten a little bit, they've been a sponge, right? So they've absorbed, all this wisdom from different coordinators with different styles. And when they get put in position, it's like, okay, what's going to be the most effective way of being successful offensively with the personnel that we have, at our disposal? And that's why I think from team to team, you see different styles. Obviously the Ravens and the Chargers, the Hardballs come from one type of tree, and they all believe in the same thing: big up front, run the rock. It's just a different style of play, man. So the personnel dictates the style of offense.
I am guessing that if the MVP award were voted on right now, most voters would probably have Patrick Mahomes, not just because the Chiefs have finally kind of turned it on, been one of the hotter teams, but he's just been absolutely amazing. That being said, what would it take for someone like Jonathan Taylor to get that award?
Well, we know the MVP is MVP.
Yes,
Listen, he's definitely should be in the conversation right now. But the MVP is a quarterback award, unfortunately. But Jonathan, if put it like this, if Saquon Barkley didn't win it last year, or Lamar Jackson, really, but if Saquon Barkley was the year that he had wasn't in the conversation, then nobody's ever going to win it because those stats that he put up was absolutely insane.
I say this often whenever I say this young man's name because it was one of the worst takes I've ever had. Drake May, I didn't see it when he was coming out of college. I'm like, man, what's all this hype about Drake May? I watched the film. He's cool, but he's getting it done over there in New England. What do you like about his game, and what do you feel about New England and their chances of making a run at this thing?
Man, don't feel bad because I felt the same way. I watched Drake May's film, and I didn't see it either. But the one thing that you can't measure is a man's heart, right? So I have nothing but respect for what he's doing. I think that he is exactly what they need in New England. Mike Vrabel is doing his thing. One thing you know about Vrabel is he's all about defense. And when you go look at their offseason acquisitions, you understand why he hand-selected all these guys. They have a very sound defense across the board. They're not dominant in one specific area. You have to worry about them from the D-line, the linebackers, all the way to the secondary. So I think they're strong there. And I don't even believe that you've seen what they can do offensively. You talk about their number one acquisition this offseason is Stephon Diggs. He hasn't even gotten going yet. So what happens when they find a way to get the ball in his hands and they can have a effective running game? I don't think that we've seen what we can see or what we're going to see offensively out of them.
Catch more from Isaiah again on Good Morning Football. It airs Monday through Friday at 5 a.m. If you want to sleep in, that's fine because it re-airs at 7 and 9 a.m. also on NFL Network. He's NFL Network's Isaiah Stanback. Thanks, Isaiah.
Thanks, Isaiah.
Appreciate y'all.
Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game. What former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down bump, where do you think the Seahawks should attack the Commanders' defense?
Middle. I'm talking about the middle of the defensive line, the middle linebackers, the middle of the field.
I call it the meatball of the defense.
The meatball of the defense. They've given up 15 passing touchdowns this year, the Commanders, so that is tied for fourth most. But I look at the film, and Bobby Wagner's having a decent season when you look at the numbers that he's putting up, but he's just not that violent player anymore. He's not getting downhill. And I think that's how you help these guards, too. The guards in the center, you run up the middle. I understand the wide zone is going to influence the defense, get guys flowing left and right. You boot off of that, but get physical. I think that the middle of the defense can be got, and I feel that that's how you jumpstart this run game. I mean, you can run middle inside zone. You can try to trap the one technique or the three technique, but downhill right now. And then when it comes to throwing the football, attack the middle of the field, you got some space and opportunity.
Second down. Talk about the Seahawks defense. What do you expect to see Sunday night?
An energy that we haven't seen in a while. They play with a lot of energy, but you got Spoon back, right? Hopefully. Spoon is going to be back.
Fingers crossed.
J Love is going to be back. If Spoon is back, I expect Mike Macdonald to play some mind games with this offense and the Commanders and send Spoon on a blitz. A couple weeks ago, we saw something that we haven't seen all year, a double corner blitz we saw last year. Reek went and Josh Jobe went. And you're starting to see some wrinkles in this defense. With Spoon coming back, you got to let that dog go. Yeah, it's like my grandpa's dog back in the day, Angel, right? We used to open the gate, boom, she was gone. She ran out there, she come back eventually, but she was gone. That's how I see Spoon, right? You got to let him go. Open up the gate and just let him play free and let him talk and bring that energy. If you got Spoon out there, and Lieutenant out there, they're the talkers of this team. They're the emotion of this team. I think it's going to be great. And if Derek Hall comes back as well, those are the three. Derek Hall, when we interview him, he's articulate, he's calm. But when he gets on that football field, he turns into a different beast. And those three, I feel like, are the talkers on that team with the ops getting into their head. But I want to see Spoon everywhere, man. We haven't seen an interception from him in a couple years, couple seasons. Doesn't mean he hasn't been playing some good ball, but let him loose. Open the gate, let him go.
Mike Macdonald on Monday declined to give any injury updates, saying, let's wait until Wednesday. Let's wait until a bit later in the week. So he is speaking with reporters live from Seahawks headquarters at noon. We'll be airing the press conference. Hopefully some good news on these injury updates. Third down. Who do you think will have a big game this weekend?
It's no surprise, man. It's going to be JSN. He's going to go for over 100 again. I'm going to say 115 yards, 1 or 2 touchdowns. And it's simply because of what I mentioned in first down, is that the middle of the field is going to be open. Linebackers aren't great in coverage, and JSN does a great job working his way across the field with those deep crosses or whatnot. I think Horton has an opportunity to make some big plays as well, because what they're going to do with JSN, they'll bracket him, so they'll have like a nickel or safety over him. And as soon as he crosses the field, that safety is going to go with him and try to high-low him and take him away. What does that do? That gets guys butt naked on a Sunday. A.J. Barner, his long reception was against the Steelers, I want to say.
The Jags.
61 yards against the Jags. It was simply because you're trying to take away JSN. You bracket him, you high-low him, you follow him, you create space on the other side. So, I think JSN is going to have another big day. Like I mentioned, 15 passing touchdowns the Commanders have given up. 1,000 yards after the catch, third most in the league. Wow. They're giving up 244 pass yards per game. That's the 7th most in the game. I'm saying it's going to be another big day for JSN. You try to take him away, he's still going to find ways to make plays. But yeah, Jason across the middle.
A bonus question
Yeah.
or like a follow-up to this. You've talked multiple times about how even though the Seahawks run game hasn't produced, a league-leading 150 per game, the commitment to it, the number of times they carry the ball, has opened things up for JSN. What does JSN do for the run game as he continues to just go off every single week?
He's a good blocker, too. I don't think we talk about that enough. Him and Cooper Kupp are one of the better blocking receivers, so they help there. How else does he help the run game is you always know where he is. You grab the attention of the linebackers when you're crossing the middle of the field, when you're doing those shallows or whatnot. You hold safeties instead of them freelancing and flying downhill. The threat of JSN on the second and third level makes second and third level defenders second guess themselves for half a second. And that's all you need in football. One false step, 1 second guess opens things up.
Fourth down. We were earlier joined by NFL Network's Isaiah Stanback. Anything stand out from our conversation with him?
He said a sneaky good team are the Panthers.
I'm glad you said that one.
I was like, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me check this out.
I said,
They start the season 0-2. You lose to the Jags, you lose to Arizona. You beat ATL, you lose to New England. You rally off 3 games in a row. Miami, Dallas, New Jersey, New York Jets. Nothing big there, right? But you're still rallying off these wins. You just lost to the Bills. And then I went back and I'm looking at Bryce Young. He's having an okay season. 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 1,288 yards. This is why we talk to other analysts, because they'll bring attention some things that I wouldn't even pay attention to. In my mind, I assume the Panthers probably won 1 or 2 games, and Bryce Young is not playing that good. He's actually playing pretty good this year, better than most years, and they're winning some ball games. So that's a team that I'm going to look after now. Thank you, Isaiah, for putting that on my radar. They do have the Packers coming up. It's going to be a tough one. And then they have the Saints and the Falcons. I could see them winning possibly 2 out of these next 3 games. I don't think they'll beat the Packers, but yeah. Go check out the Panthers. They're doing okay this year.
That was a shocking answer. I thought he'd be like, I don't know, the Bears, or kind of one of those teams that we know is technically part of the conversation, but no one is taking seriously yet because maybe they're a year early, right? Or maybe they're a team, the Ravens. They're super banged up, but they're still talented. They're just trying to get healthier. The Panthers, as an answer, completely caught me off guard. Yeah. Not at all on my radar. Unfortunately, even though they kind of became fun near the end of last season, the Panthers, the Saints, just a couple of those teams, I would say everyone in the NFC South outside of Tampa Bay, that I'm not maybe paying as close attention to, or I just don't see them as being contenders this year. So you kind of gloss over those games or whatever. Whereas you're like glued to the Eagles, you're glued to the Lions, you're glued to the 49ers and Rams, trying to figure out, what else is going on around the league. So
the
it's a fun answer.
Was a good one. I like that, though. 4-4 right now. They've won some ball games. Let's check them out.
All right, so coming up at noon, again, we're going to hear the latest from Mike Macdonald. He has a press conference live from Virginia Mason Athletic Center. We're hoping for some injury updates. He said on Monday, I'm holding off on injury updates. Let's get to that a bit later in the week, with presumably Wednesday being the first time we'd hear from those. So this is massive. Coming up at Wednesday, hopefully, fingers crossed, some updates on Julian Love, Devin Witherspoon, Derek Hall, a couple other guys. So that's in about 35 minutes. We got a fun segment coming up at 11:45, your rule change as commissioner of either NFL, NBA, or MLB. And before we get to that, taking a look around the timeline next.
It's the Hawks Player Spotlight.
Tight end A.J. Barner is with us. How are you, man?
Doing well. It's good to be on here.
Brought to you by Three Tree Roofing.
The rookie on this O-line, Gray Zabel, is with us.
Sam is an elite quarterback.
Going deep with a different Hawks player every day at 3:30 with Wyman and Bob on Seattle Sports.
Every time he walks into the huddle, we know we got a chance for a big play.
Nick Emanwari is with us.
I felt good physically going into the game.
Catch up on every Hawks Spotlight on Seattle Sports on YouTube and the Seattle Sports app.
Lowe's knows pros want more. Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free to get $20 off your first qualifying purchase of $100 or more just for signing up. Plus, enjoy free standard shipping and more ways to save on your next job. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid for new members only. Not valid with any other discount. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/pro loyalty for details. Subject to change.
At Bible Law Group, we know how important voting is. That's why we're partnering with Seattle's own rock star Aaron Jones to rock the vote Thursday, October 30th at the Queen Anne Beer Hall. Vote and enjoy delicious smash burgers with Aaron and local bands by getting your ticket at bit.ly/BibleRock. If you've misplaced your ballot, don't panic. In Washington, you can still print a provisional ballot online and drop it in any official ballot box by November 4th. When prayer just ain't cutting it for your legal needs, we suggest two things: vote and call Bible Law Group.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Carpoolers using the SR 167 Express toll lanes now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having Good to Go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Don't miss the Daniel Jeremiah Show, presented by Marquee Data.
I think he's been awesome.
Tuesday mornings at 8:30 with Brock and Salk.
If this is where he is right now, he could win an MVP.
Only on Seattle Sports.
This is the home of the Seahawks. Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN Seattle Sports.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafee from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
The birth of the American supercar is roaring into LeMay, America's Car Museum, starting October 25th. Curated by racing icon Steve Saleen, this electrifying exhibition showcases the evolution of American speed, style, and engineering, featuring icons like Hennessy, Shelby, Zinger, and more. From raw horsepower to groundbreaking design, this is the ultimate tribute to performance. Don't miss the birth of the American supercar, opening October 25th at LeMay, America's Car Museum. Visit americascarmuseum.org to learn more.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
It is The Timeline on Bump and Stacy, reading you the top trending stories in sports you're going to see on your own timelines. How about this one? This is actually pretty big. Big game today. Magic Johnson tweeting about the World Series.
Here we go.
With the series being 2-2, Game 5 is very important. Whichever team wins takes control of the series.
Man, Dars. What a banger.
I saw that and I was like, that's true.
You're not getting insight like that anywhere else.
And you know what? That's not a lie. Magic's right.
He is right.
He is right. Whatever team wins this takes control of the series. It's a big Game 5.
It's a huge Game 5.
Huge Game 5.
Do you think when Magic tweeted that, he's like, I'm going to get him with this one?
Do you think he does it on purpose? They're not ready for this. I think he does it on purpose.
I think he
thinks he's texting one of his kids and tweets on accident.
Or it's like, or he's saying something that, like, you know, when you guys were joking, that guys everywhere go big third down.
Mm-hmm.
Like just saying stuff.
Yeah.
It's that, but he just tweets it. So it's like everyone in either fan base is thinking this is massive. Mm-hmm. This is a big game. But you don't say it because it's obvious. You don't tweet. Game 5 of the World Series, pretty important.
I'm glad someone had the courage to say it.
Me too. I'm glad someone finally took control and said something. But look, he's not wrong.
He ain't wrong.
It's 2-2, so that's an important background information. And then whoever wins tonight goes up 3-2. And
takes control.
And then if you win another game, that's it. That's all the wins that you need to win a World Series.
He's an owner, right?
Yeah, he's like part of their
top group. I mean, the fact that they've got a brain that big up there, no wonder they're winning all these World Series.
Focused on the right things.
Hey, leave Magic alone. All right, he's an icon. You let him tweet whatever he wants to tweet.
Bob said that's
he is an old man
now.
Yeah.
Piling on Magic. He has done great things for the city of Los Angeles.
Okay. Big Game 5. The impossible has happened. Our next story, Colin Cowherd's found an exception to his backwards hat rule with quarterbacks. This is after Justin Herbert was spotted on a date with singer Madison Beer wearing, a backwards hat.
Okay, I'm making an exception with quarterbacks wearing their hat on backwards. Justin was at a Laker game with singer and model Madison Beer. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm a true romantic. I'm sorry. Everything in life has exceptions. It was his off day. I mean, he didn't have practice. I mean, look at him. He's like a hero. I mean, everybody in life has to make one exception. Oh, okay, I made a big exception. And, oh, my bad. I'm a true romantic. I see, a lot more than just Valentine's Day cards going forward. So I'm going to make a little tiny exception with quarterbacks and their hat on backwards.
Colin went from saying, I don't want a backwards hat kind of guy, to saying, unless he's dating model, actress, singer, Madison Beer.
There are exceptions.
Look, I have no problem with backwards hats. I thought that Justin Herbert, the look worked. They look great together. It's interesting that that's the lone exception. But Colin, I can't be mad at you. Backwards hat kind of guy was a hilarious viral moment.
Your courtside, your lady is beautiful.
And you protected her from a basketball?
Yeah, your awareness is up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you make exceptions.
He did protect her with his throwing hand, though. I'm just saying. You gotta be careful. Yeah, I'm just saying, Madison, I'm glad that you weren't hurt. But
if basketball hurts your hand, you shouldn't be playing in the NFL.
You just never know when freak accidents could happen. Justin put his life and his livelihood on the line to protect Madison, and I think that's romantic. We got a lot of listeners finding out who Madison Beer is for the first time.
I didn't know who
today.
she was, honestly, until you started talking about her.
I knew who she was because there was a period of time when she was really good friends with Khloe Kardashian, who's like 20 years old, or not Khloe, Kourtney Kardashian, who's 20 years older. Mm-hmm. And I think that friendships like that are fun. Like people will joke about work friends. It'll be a group of work friends where it's like one person's 60, one person's 20, and they're like best friends.
That's my friend group, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. Work friend groups have a hilarious, like, age range. All work friend groups, without fail, have a hilarious group of, like, no one is the same age. Everyone is either 25 or 50 or older.
Facts.
I love it. Moving on. Ole Miss head coach Lane Kiffin and Oklahoma head coach Brent Venables are beefing hard after Ole Miss's 34-26 win over the Sooners. So the day after Ole Miss's win, Sooners head coach Venables said on his own radio show, and this is ill-advised, that he thought Oklahoma was actually the better team.
Unfortunately, we have to learn, from some really tough, mistakes. Hate that for our guys. I felt like we were the better team, but at the end of the day, it's a game of performance and executing, and I thought they'd out-executed us, when it mattered the most.
Bump, tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think as a head coach you should ever say you were the better team. You can think it, and you can say, I know we're a better team than what you guys saw.
Facts.
Give those guys credit, though they played well. That's like a standard answer. Never should you, as a head coach, say, we were the better team. And Lane Kiffin, unsurprisingly, took issue with those comments. When asked about them on Monday, he went scorched earth.
Interesting take. That's a hot take. You're a better team. I wouldn't have thought that people watching would say that. I felt that we won at their place in weather that as a defensive head coach you would normally, wish for, and won by 8 points. And I think we left a lot out there. I think we should have won by a couple scores. So I don't know how he evaluated that game, that they were the better team. I mean, we had way more yards, 21 first downs to 14, and we played, 87 plays of offense, and they had 1 sack and didn't force any turnovers. That's a interesting take, but whatever he needs to say.
And also following up to road trips
maybe
to Georgia.
Maybe they had the better team last year, too, when we beat them.
Still going.
Yes, sir. Following up on the road against Georgia.
Maybe you had the better team in Oklahoma when we beat them 55-19 in the national championship. Maybe you had the better team at Clemson when we beat them 45-40 in the national championship at Alabama. Next question, my bad.
I love this. That's how you clap back. You do it calmly. You spit facts.
Yeah.
You poke at him a little bit.
He said, this isn't the first time I beat you as a head coach or coordinator.
It all started coming back to him. He goes, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. We beat him then.
Faced this guy.
We beat him then. What you talking about, dog? I love Lane Kiffin. He also he had an interaction with an Oklahoma player after the game. He was talking crap to the player, but it was friendly, though. Lane Kiffin has renewed himself. I think that he had some hard time in Florida Atlantic. I think he said some things down there, but this Lane Kiffin, I'm all here for. That's how you clap back. That's how you do it.
This Lane Kiffin is about to get a bag, too.
Yeah, he is.
Whether it's Ole Miss,
he should get a
whether
bag.
it's Florida, LSU, he's going to get a lot of money. And good for him. But, I also love this answer. I think that Venables was wrong for saying that. And the difference is, as fans, you can say that.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, like, hypothetical, knock on wood, if the Seahawks lose to the Commanders, and let's say they play really sloppy, every other Seahawks fan is going to go, the Seahawks are a better team. But Mike Macdonald could not say that at a post-game press conference. That would be incredibly inappropriate and unprofessional.
No, you always
breaks the code.
I learned this as a young man. My coach, Coach Salter at Culver City High School, he always says, praise the enemy. Praise them. Say nothing bad about them. And you go out there, but you beat them, but praise them. Even after a loss, you always praise the ops.
I was impressed with how many receipts Lane was able to pull out just so quickly.
He's an offensive coordinator.
That's what I'm saying.
They are different people.
Those weirdo freak memories. He was ready with it. He said, even when you were a defensive coordinator, we got you.
It all started hitting him. He had flashbacks.
Yeah.
It all started coming back to him.
I loved the reporters saying, okay, so anyways, he said, actually, I got more. I'm not done yet. Next and last story in the timeline, Deion Sanders' Colorado team is having a tough season with only 3 wins to this point in year 3. He was asked about the lack of patience college football fans have and answered in classic Deion fashion.
Do you think that these schools and fan bases have lost the sense of patience in the process of building something?
Well, there's no one patience in this world. How do we exude patience when we could call up right now and get a pizza delivered right here? That you could call and get a ride waiting outside for you. Everything is expeditious in this country. Everyone wants the quick fix, the quick things. You got mail order brides too, right? You get married. you know, right away. You could get a BBL. You could come in here flat as I don't know what, and leave thick as a Snicker. So this is a different country that we live in, man. Ain't nobody got no patience no more. I understand that, and I don't either. I don't have patience as well. I want things done right now because I'm used to getting up there working, putting in the work, and you want that result from the work you put in. It don't oftentimes work like that. That's a great question. I appreciate that.
Now, it's funny. Deion's not wrong at all.
No, he's absolutely right.
Those are all truths.
Absolutely right. And that was for the culture. Thicker than a Snicker, man. We've been saying that since we were kids, man. Big ups Deion for that, for keeping it. That's what I like about him, man. He keeps it just 100. He doesn't sugarcoat things, and he's a man of God.
He's a man of God. Well, and he's also right. Like, as a society, we're just not patient at all about anything. And he was right to point out, like, hey, it's not just college football. And guess what? I'm upset too. But, like, as people, we don't wait for anything anymore. We don't work for anything anymore. We don't wait through struggles anymore. We want instant gratisfaction.
Bringing
it back.
Hey, I ordered a shirt yesterday on Amazon. It's at my door right now. Instant. We get it.
That's what I'm saying. Quick. And you know what Amazon does? Now when something's like 7 to 10 days delivery, I'm like, what are you sending a carrier pigeon? What are you talking about? That's insane. My first rule as commissioner of any league, NFL, NBA, MLB, or more, would be what? That's next.
Hawks Live. Touchdown! Presented by the Dining District at the Bellevue Collection. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Live from Bellevue Square Center Court. Come on by and join hosts Michael Bumpus and Paul Moyer and a different Seahawks player every week.
This should be fun.
Hawks Live. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
I know a lot of you guys are listening from your phones right now, so it's the perfect time to give a shout out to my friends over at AT&T. The other guys will make claims saying this and that about how great their network is, and I'm just here to set the record straight that AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. I don't know about you guys, but it just gives me so much peace of mind when I'm going to do the things I love, and I know my wireless networks got me. Like if I'm going to a concert or a basketball game or even something outdoorsy, knowing I'm going to have fast service and can share what I'm up to is a game changer. You want to know you can post what you want to post, call who you want to call, and with AT&T, it literally doesn't matter where you're going. I promise you, they're already there. Don't just take it from me. Actual tests prove AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. When you compare, there is no comparison. Based on RootMetrics' United States Root Score Report, 1H 2025 tested with best commercially available smartphones on 3 national mobile networks across all available network types. Your experiences may vary. RootMetrics rankings are not an endorsement of AT&T.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
After years of wear and tear, Joe had osteoarthritis in his wrists and shoulders.
I've pretty much worked out my whole life. I actually decided I'm going to train for a half Ironman triathlon.
The pain was interfering with every part of his life.
Basically, can't sleep, causing those kind of problems, very limited movement.
Joe had surgery, but it wasn't the fix he was looking for.
The doctor told me, he's like, hey, this is just going to be a partial fix. You're going to eventually need joint replacement.
That's when he decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
And they're just getting better. I can basically do full motion. I don't have really any pain.
What kinds of things are you able to do now that you weren't before?
I like to golf, and it definitely has made my golf game not as painful, and sleeping. I mean, I'm sleeping better because I don't have that aching at night going on and having to roll over.
So, are you recommending this to others?
Oh, everybody I talk to. Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game, Sunday, November 9th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, October 28th through November 3rd. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Fall rains can expose hidden roof problems, and once water gets in, the damage only gets worse. Is your roof ready for the season? Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. At State Roofing and Exteriors, we repair and replace roofs with a quality you've trusted for decades. And yes, we also provide siding, windows, decks, and gutters to keep your entire home protected. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule a free estimate. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results, receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all 3 like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Luxury has arrived at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. It's Mike Salk here. You can book now for an unforgettable experience. Let's talk about Hawks Peak. It is the place to be for game days this football season. With over 66 TVs, indoor-outdoor concept, the deck is covered and it's heated as well. And the food, oh man, it was excellent. All with breathtaking views of the Cascades and the Snoqualmie Valley. Yep, you can go to snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I've got 2 real bar top type conversations, but I like both of them. First one, ready?
Mm-hmm.
If you were able to grab just like a couple beers at a bar, sit one-on-one with an active NFL head coach. Let's say you get 2-3 choices.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you choosing?
DeMeco Ryans.
Okay.
Mike Tomlin.
Okay.
Kyle Shanahan.
I would have Pete Carroll as one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Look, he's probably going to be fired and not a head coach for long, but Mike McDaniel would probably be a little kooky. You know what I mean?
He doesn't drink no more, though. He's an alcoholic. He had to stop.
Oh, really? Oh, no. Then I don't want him to be at the bar. Maybe he can have some sparkling water. We'll give him a LaCroix. But he seems like he'd be kind of like your friend that's just all over the place. Mm-hmm. And you're like, I can't help but laugh at that. I thought Mike Tomlin, but what if he's too serious?
I'm sitting down and I'm asking football questions.
Yeah.
Like, you can be serious. Just give me all the knowledge that you have.
I would ask him exclusively about the players that he, like, hey, who are the craziest players or the most outlandish, wildest players that, like, in hindsight, like, tell me all about AB before we knew about AB.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would want to know from Tomlin. Okay, let's get to the actual segment here. Let's pretend that I have suddenly made you commissioner. You could choose NBA, MLB, NFL, or a couple. your first order of business. You got to make one rule change. What are you doing?
Mine is, it's not a rule change. It's like a way of playing change, I guess.
Okay.
I am raising and narrowing the goalposts for kickers.
Ooh.
Because they're kicking 55-yard field goals like they're nothing now. Like they're easy. They're easy for these guys now. So I'm raising the goalpost up maybe like 5 feet, maybe even 10 feet. And I'm bringing it in from both sides, maybe 4 or 5 feet. Make it a little narrower.
I have a kicking one too.
Mm-hmm.
I think any kick made inside your own half should be worth 5 points instead of 3.
Okay. So if you kick from your own 47,
Yeah,
that's 5 points.
that's a 67-yard field goal.
You know what? I'm not mad at either of those. I actually like both of those because 9 times out of 10, okay, they're going to get a field goal and win. The game's over.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that doesn't always happen. There are infamous moments of the Seahawks being on both sides of that, losing a game or winning a game in the final second because of a missed field goal. But
Or like the Cowboys were just at Mile High.
Yeah.
And they didn't go for like a big booming kick. If we've got a big kicker, I want to see the big kicker do something cool.
Well, and completely changes what a 1 point or 2 possession game looks
The
like.
scoring math is completely flipped.
Oh, I dig that. I really dig that. Curtis, would you have one? You could also choose MLB or NBA. You're commissioner for a day. You got to make one change.
I mean, we saw it play out in game 3. What was it with the intentional walks? Like that really took the fun out of what could have been an all-time, or like, I mean, it was already an all-time game, but like if Ohtani had batted more in that game with a chance to swing the bat rather than, what was it, 5 straight intentional walks, like that's not fun to watch. So maybe that would be my first like rule change, like on the field rule change.
Mine would also be limiting intentional
Yeah.
walks. Yeah. I think that's automatically what I went to because I
Yeah.
thought of that game. Like, that's tough. You want to see Ohtani in that big moment. And then the 5th one was basically an intentional walk also. They just entirely didn't pitch to him, and it was pointless. Yeah, you limit it to 3 intentional walks?
Maybe 2. I
2?
think, yeah.
Okay. Someone else texted in earlier saying, what if in baseball, intentional walk, let's say you get like 2, but then the 3rd time you intentionally walk someone, you have to put them on like 2nd or 3rd.
I like that.
Like you have to do, if you do it more than twice, it's extra bases.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically giving the other team a ghost runner.
It's the Ohtani rule.
Yeah. I'm very okay with that.
I like that, actually.
MLB spends a lot of time trying to make it more entertaining for fans, trying to make fans connect more with it, trying to make their superstars even bigger. Not being able to see Ohtani once in a game that everyone's watching, I shouldn't say once, not being able to see him swing a bat.
After the 7th inning? You didn't see him? 8th?
So, yeah, the 7th inning home run, and then, I think after that, it was walk, with the last one being basically an intentional walk.
Yeah, I hate that you can eliminate a player like that. He's too good.
Someone said I'd make no roughing the passer. I don't know about roughing the
little
passer.
dangerous. A little dangerous out there.
Yeah.
First thing I do as NBA commissioner is bring back the Sonics.
Oh, that's absolutely.
I mean,
the
I feel
answer,
like that one's pretty obvious.
That's
Also, this isn't my take. This belongs to Mark Titus. I think it's a great take. The NBA should put a sugar glass backboard at a random
so it breaks more often.
event. A random
break
game
multiple times
one night
a game.
year, so that we have
And we don't know what
Shaq
game it
smashing
is?
the backboard. You have no idea what game it is, so more guys are dunking, more guys are putting up like big alley-oops.
Well, it's because
and
they have
stuff
the
like that.
breakaway rims now.
Yeah.
They're not just like.
I don't mind that one at
Yeah.
all. Someone said you guys are ridiculous. How are you going to limit an intentional walk? How are you supposed to show intent when the pitcher throws a ball? I get not having a free pass, but which is fair because, again, on that 5th walk, they just didn't have first, but they very much would have and wanted to intentionally walk them, so they just didn't throw them a single strike. It was 4 balls walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
Yeah, that
teams
is
are just going to
true.
get around it. You can't penalize, like, maybe you just threw 4 bad pitches. We've all seen 4 bad pitches in a walk
Mhm.
that was not intentional. It was,
But at least
your
you're
slider wasn't
throwing. Like,
landing.
that's 4 pitches that the pitcher's going to have to exert some effort on. Like, just giving an intentional walk without having to throw anything, like that in some ways benefits the pitcher because he doesn't have to exert himself in that at bat.
Yeah, but what would be the punishment? Because if you have a 4-pitch walk and you very much did not mean to make it a 4-pitch walk.
Brandon McCarthy is a former major league pitcher. He said that if it's clear that there was no intent to throw over the plate, then put the runner on second base instead of first.
Yeah.
Make it a double, basically.
I am all for, and typically to answer my own question, you can tell when someone's trying versus very clearly not trying.
Catcher will just stand up sometimes. It's like we're not even trying here.
Yeah, exactly. All right. We're waiting on some injury updates from Seahawks head coach Mike Macdonald, who's scheduled to speak live from Seahawks headquarters coming up in just a couple minutes.
Get inside the huddle.
The handoff inside. He's Charbonnet. He's going to go. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Taking you inside the VMAC every week. Thursdays, noon to 2.
Our guys show up to play.
Player interviews.
It's obviously been paying off. It's going to continue to do that.
Previewing this week's matchup.
We'll say they come out and just run the ball down the Niners' throats.
And everything Seahawks.
If anybody had a doubt, don't.
The Huddle. Every Thursday at noon. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Nobody hooks you up like Popeyes. The Big Box is the reward that keeps on rewarding. Crack it open and you're greeted by 2 pieces of crispy signature chicken. Or if you want, 3 tenders, nestled in there with the 2 sides speaking to you most in this moment. You got that biscuit, and what are you waiting for? Dig right on in. That's feast mode activated, and you're in big box business for $6. Love that chicken from Popeyes. At participating U.S. restaurants, price may vary, tax extra.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health, it's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here with Luke Wilson, a local owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
Thanks, Rick. Just like October baseball, Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington is stepping up to the plate. Mention Go Seattle when you schedule, and you'll score 15% off, plus 12 months with no payments and no interest. This is your chance to swing big. This offer won't be around for extra innings.
Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
Why is K2 Vision RLE a permanent solution to glasses, contacts, and readers? How is it that you'll never develop a cataract after K2 Vision RLE? And how is RLE different from LASIK?
Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. We'll answer those questions and others when you join us for our free live webinar this Thursday at noon. Andy, what are some of the other questions you hear?
Well, how long is the procedure and recovery? Or who's a good candidate for RLE?
And we'll also answer, how much does RLE cost? Is there financing available? Does insurance pay for RLE?
Find out how K2 Vision RLE is the permanent solution to glasses, contacts, and readers.
And cataracts too.
Right, no more cataracts.
K2 Vision's free live webinar this Thursday at noon. Space will be limited, so register now at k2visionrle.com.
Join us at our free live webinar this Thursday at noon. Sign up at k2visionrle.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Cal Raleigh's been named Player of the Year and AL Player of the Year by the MLB Players Association, the top recognition voted on by MLB players. He becomes the first Mariner and first catcher to earn the honor. Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani were also finalists. The Lions and Aiden Hutchinson have reached an agreement on a 4-year, $180 million contract extension. His $45 million per year salary is second among non-quarterbacks behind Micah Parsons.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. All right, we are waiting for Seahawks head coach Mike Macdonald to get up to the podium and hopefully give some injury updates from Seahawks headquarters. We'll take you there live the second we see him. Before we get to that, first, a couple texts in about rule changes people would want to see. I completely agree with this one. Christian in the 206, first thing I'm doing is taking away being able to tie in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't like that. I always enjoy college football's overtime more than NFL's overtime. Maybe back them up a bit. Where college, they start off on the 20, 25-yard line. Maybe for an NFL, you put them on like the 30, 35-yard line. And no field goals. Like you have to go forward on fourth down.
Right, and when you do not get a touchdown in response, it's done.
Yep.
I agree. I know that in the postseason, obviously, you can't tie. Just have that in the regular season, too. There's no way that games are going to be played for hours longer. I understand the premise is we want to cut down on injuries. We want to avoid things. But tie, no one feels good about a tie.
No.
No single person has walked away as a player or fan and thought, I feel good about that.
Like Curtis, we don't feel good about the tie from the quiz last week either.
We didn't have to bring that up, but you guys both worked really hard on it.
disgusting.
Okay, well, guess what? Now you have that tie, and that continues to make my point. 4-3-1, 3-4-1 doesn't feel good.
No.
So
I agreed with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, I will consider that for next year's quizzes that will eliminate ties.
Okay.
But this year we didn't. Someone said, did I miss y'all talking about the Naylor text?
Yes. Yes, you did.
I said that I was concerned about it, but Bump is not.
No.
And Curtis
I said
is
I was.
not. Oh, Bump said he was.
I said he's just going to do what he's supposed to do, go out and test the water, see what's out there, and hopefully come back.
And Curtis said that Naylor is kind of a quirky, weird dude and is maybe just talking. I think that saying, I'll always be rooting for you is not what I would say to someone that I could potentially see in a couple months.
Yeah. I see what you're doing, or I see how you perceive that. I get it. Yeah. I'm putting out good vibes. I'm just like, nah, he's jokester. Look at Naylor.
I don't know, man. I hate it. It doesn't feel good. We'll get to it more with headline rewrites. We'll see what's happening with Mike Macdonald. Still not up to the podium, obviously. I had a couple more rule changes. most people agree with like, hey, a limit on intentional walking. Ironically, this one in being a primary point of contention that could lead to a lockout in 2027. As commissioner says, the 520 a cap, salary cap for baseball.
No salary cap. That will never happen either.
No, but will a salary floor happen? Because that's what owners don't want.
I think there should be a floor, though. There should be a floor.
But that's exactly why we're going to have a lockout.
Yeah. If anything, the players are pushing for that, too. Because, all right, look, everybody gets make every team somewhat competitive.
Yeah, which it should be. And again, I don't even think the Seahawks, I don't think the Mariners would really be affected by either. A salary floor would impact like the bottom 5 teams. You're looking at like the Pirates. Hey, Pirates, you don't get to like just scrape by and do nothing. The Reds are also occasionally down there. The Mariners are not going to be affected by either, other than if there's a salary floor, there's presumably more competition.
Facts.
So that's suddenly
you want your league to be as competitive as possible, but I understand from the owner's point of view. Look, if we don't think our team is worth anything, I don't want to invest in it. But you got to go out and pay these dudes, man. I don't like the salary cap because obviously it hurts teams, right? The Dodgers are going to have an opportunity. I don't like there isn't a salary cap because obviously the Dodgers are going to be in every year, and some guys just don't have the money that these other teams have. But a floor. Yeah, at least put a product worth going out and watching.
And I also, I know that it's ironic because we're watching the Dodgers try to get a second consecutive World Series. So I understand the context of this might make my point moot. But even though there are some teams that spend way more than other teams and that have the ability to spend way more than other teams, we don't see that pay off with back-to-back-to-back World Series or just one team dominating. Now, you'll have the Dodgers win the NL West over and over and over, but no team since the late 90s has won back-to-back World Series. Maybe the Dodgers changed that, but you can't say, oh, there's no parity. There is parity. The only teams that aren't going anywhere are the teams like the Pirates that refuse to spend. It's frustrating, for Mariners fans or fans of those kind of anywhere between 10th and 17th, 20th in payroll because you're kind of middling. You're always going to be good enough to be competitive, but not quite good enough to feel like you got the job done.
Yeah.
But again, we've had different World Series winners.
Yeah, so that argument doesn't really stick because of what you just said, right? You have multiple teams over the past however many years. I'm getting a shot at this, but I think there are some teams that you can count on being in the playoffs every single year.
Always.
That's part of the game, right? Yankees are going to be there. Toronto's starting to look like a team that's going to be there every year. Of course, the Dodgers. There's nothing wrong with a not competitive balance because it's never going to be just even all the way across the board. But given teams a fighting chance, man, and it's so hard to do in baseball.
Joe in Bellevue said U.S. sports should have relegation. No,
we don't have that many teams.
And where? So what? The Pirates will go to AAA. Where are they going?
Yeah, a lower league.
Yeah,
I don't.
We're not sending them to AAA.
No, I actually don't love that in general in sports. Let's see. Make it so that I don't like that one. No deferred contracts.
That would change baseball. I mean, the Dodgers have been loading up on deferred contracts. Shohei Ohtani's getting paid $700 million 20 years from now. He's making $1 million a year.
What's your limit then? If you're hey, you can't defer a contract for a decade.
I think there's a certain percentage you can hit that would satisfy teams.
The percentage overall of the money you're spending in deferred contracts.
Deferring 99.9% of his money.
Yeah. Then we don't have Bobby Bonilla Day.
Yeah.
Bobby Bonilla. I don't know, man. It's frustrating to watch a team like the Dodgers. I'm not a Dodgers fan. Be able to spend a ton, but I am also I also think other teams should be more aggressive. It is unfair. The Mariners do not have the money to spend what the Dodgers do. Most teams do not, because part of that is also their media rights deals, and there are things out of your control there. But a lot of teams can be more aggressive and choose not to.
Yeah, what I think is the most frustrating as a Red Sox fan is I know they have all of the money in the world to spend, and yet they still kind of stroll out the same mid-market team it feels like. And that's where I want the owners to be incentivized to spend more.
Yeah. Okay, still no Mike Macdonald. We are going to take a very quick break, come back and see if he's at the podium with some injury updates.
It's the Hawks Player Spotlight.
Tight end A.J. Barner's with us. How are you, man?
Doing well. It's good to be on here.
Brought to you by Three Tree Roofing.
The rookie on this O-line, Gray Zabel, is with us.
Sam is an elite quarterback.
Going deep with a different Hawks player every day at 3:30 with Wyman and Bob on Seattle Sports.
Every time he walks into a huddle, we know we got a chance for a big play.
Nick Emanwari is with us.
I felt good physically going into the game.
Catch up on every Hawks Spotlight on Seattle Sports on YouTube and the Seattle Sports app.
Looking for a high school that nurtures both the mind and spirit? Archbishop Murphy High School is where academic excellence meets faith-based education. With a 100% graduation rate and a college prep program designed to challenge and inspire, our students are prepared for whatever the future holds. But it's more than just academics. Archbishop Murphy's robust athletics, arts, and co-curricular activities ensure that every student finds their passion and thrives. Archbishop Murphy High School believes in educating the whole person. That's why we offer a vibrant campus life where students grow not only academically, but also spiritually, socially, and physically. Don't just take our word for it. See it for yourself. Schedule a visit and discover how Archbishop Murphy High School can help your students succeed. Visit am-hs.org. IRG Physical and Hand Therapy proudly supports Archbishop Murphy High School, where your story begins. am-hs.org.
Stacy here, and I have had a horrible experience selling and buying a car. That's real. So trust me when I say I know a good experience when I see and feel it. Selling that old car or getting a new one from a place you can trust does make a difference. And that's been my experience at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. These are real people I'm talking about here. Mark and Chris have been absolutely wonderful. I also met The Way himself. They all care about making sure you have a hassle-free, low-pressure experience. And they mean it, because you can sell your old car to Wayscar Ford, get paid for it that day, and then get a second check when they split the profit of selling that car with you. You can also explore a competitive selection for your new ride and upgrade like I did. I upgraded to a 2025 Bronco Sport, heated steering, all-wheel drive, leather interior. I'm obsessed. Wayscar Ford is family-owned and operated for 103 years in Auburn. Lifetime powertrain on all new Fords, never any pressure. If you change your mind within 5 days or 500 miles, take it back for a 100% refund. WayscarFord.com.
The birth of the American supercar is roaring into LeMay, America's Car Museum, October 25th. Curated by racing legend Steve Saleen, this high-octane exhibition features icons like Hennessy, Shelby, Zinger, and more. Don't miss it. Visit americascarmuseum.org.
Lake Washington Windows was voted best in the Northwest. Celebrate by saving 25% off new Leak Armor installed windows through October. Plus enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, 0 interest until 2026. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com, a name you can trust.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7, so you never miss a customer, lead, or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III. Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
I'm Scott Hansen, host of NFL Red Zone. Lowe's knows Sundays are for football. That's why we're here to help you get your next DIY project done, even when the clock isn't on your side. Whether that's a new Filtrete filter or Bosch and Cobalt power tools, Lowe's has everything you need to feel like the MVP of DIY. So get it done and earn your Sunday. Shop now, in-store and online. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you? I just wanted to request a late checkout, please. Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours. Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours. Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We are waiting for Seahawks head coach Mike Macdonald to step up to the podium at Seahawks headquarters. Hopefully some injury updates on a Wednesday ahead of this Sunday night game. Waiting to see if Julian Love's back, Devin Witherspoon. We know Robbie Oots and Christian Haynes, important. I didn't note that earlier. Christian Haynes also set to return to practice. How much of that is actually pushes Bradford to that right guard spot, though? Because we talked earlier about maybe adding like a Wyatt Teller. Brock Heward has a column up on Seattle Sports about adding Skoronski or continuing to add a guard. Are they just going to look at Haynes and go, oh, no, it's cool, we have depth now?
No, I don't think so. But I think that it does give you depth. But he's been banged up. He hasn't gotten many reps. So the thing with Haynes was last year they felt like he hasn't physically matured yet, right? Mm-hmm. And his body is built for that guard position. Guard and center, he could honestly play both. So I think it does push him because there's another body there. How much does it push him? I don't know. That's up to Haynes and how he's developing at this point.
Would you deal higher than a day 3 pick for a guard at the deadline?
No.
What if it was a younger guard? Or a team where you're like, this guy, let's say he's not in the final year of a deal. So it's not a Wyatt Teller. It's someone that's maybe got 2 years or something. And it's again, really rare, but hypothetically, it lets you fix that moving forward. I mean, when you traded for Dwayne Brown, he was at one point a franchise left tackle for the Texans and then had a falling out over a contract dispute.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You had him for years.
It depends on the guy. I'd have to hear the name, look at the film, and try to put it all together. But I'd be cautious with that, man, because you did draft Haynes a couple years ago. Anthony Bradford could develop. When he's good, he's good. When he's bad, he's bad. But I would give some runway for Haynes. And remember, we still got the possibility of Sundell moving over and Ola Timmy coming in. There's some things that you can do. I prefer to keep guys where they are. But I want to see Haynes. I want to see what he can do.
I just keep going back to Ben Solak on with us saying, I don't know that the run game improves until right guard improves. Mm-hmm. However you get that done, whether it's better play or whether it's making a trade. And I know that you've talked about it a ton, being like, it's not just one person contributing.
I mean, there's some big blow-ups in that position, but he ain't the one reason why the run game ain't working.
I know, but there's no way that I feel like I'm picking on someone, and I don't mean to, but that Mike Macdonald and Clint Kubiak don't watch that tape over and over and go, do we make an upgrade?
Oh, they're talking about it for sure. You have to.
I mean, I'm just wondering, again, we don't see guards or interior linemen in general moved often at the deadline. But if ever there was, I don't want to say if ever there was a year, the Seahawks are a good team. Seahawks are 5-2. Mm-hmm. The Seahawks have the most balance they've had offensively and defensively in a long time. And I don't want to say the league is wide open, but there's a bit more parity this year.
There is. It kind of is wide open. You got what, 5,
for
6,
Seattle
5
right now,
teams?
yeah.
Only one team with one loss so far this year.
It's the bad teams are awful, but there's no elite team.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that they believe in their philosophy in developing players. So I think that whether it's Anthony Bradford or it's Christian Haynes, they're going to give them so much runway to try to correct some things. But if you can get better at that spot, yeah, you got to go get better at the spot.
Someone said, are there any offensive linemen that Kubiak has coached that may be available via trade? A good question to wonder, given the Saints are probably going to be sellers. I think that the Browns and Titans are where we've been looking at on Seattle sports as possible trade partners. I don't know. Maybe he has no problem bringing plenty of people from New Orleans over.
That is, I like that theory because we're looking at what Sam Darnold's doing, right? In a Kubiak offense, he's familiar with it. Yeah, if there is a veteran out there who has some experience with Kubiak and his teaching and what he wants, yeah, why not take a look at that? But you just got to be so careful, man, because chemistry is so important with that offensive line. But, yeah, explore all opportunities, honestly.
Is it worth the reward towards the end of the season? Like, okay, maybe chemistry gets a bit mixed up. We bring in a guy, plop him in at right guard, and suddenly in November we have a guy that hasn't played the year with us. But what if it's worth it if in January you're rolling?
It could be worth it.
Because this is a January team right now.
Yeah, so far, I'm with you. This is a January team. That's John Schneider's job, man. You got to make this team better. And you got to explore all the options out there, including giving him runway to develop, and Christian Haynes some looks as well.
You think that they'll be in for a wide receiver at all? I know that sounds like a stupid question, but by far the most common names mentioned ahead of Tuesday's deadline have been wide receivers.
I don't think they need them.
They don't, but
I think they're fine. I don't think they'll make a move there. I think if anything, they're looking at the linebacker spot.
All right, let's take a listen to Mike Macdonald now. All right, Mike Macdonald, maybe not there. It's me again. I'm not Mike Macdonald. I don't know. Ian and Curtis will just interrupt me and throw to Macdonald whenever you're able to get him. But again, waiting for some of these injury updates, waiting to see if Devin Witherspoon, Julian Love, most importantly, are able to get back here and play Sunday night against the Commanders. Hugely important for a defense that, while it's been great up front, has been giving up a few too many yards between the 20s. And again, who am I to complain when they've been one of the better scoring defenses?
Right.
They're making it count when they get into the red zone. So I don't want to be nitpicky, but if I was going to, I'd say it sure would help not to give up some of those chunk plays.
Well, that's just you being a coach. You know, you're never satisfied. There's always something that you can work on, and that's definitely been an issue for the Seahawks. And that's why I'm excited to see Spoon and J Love back out there to see how they affect the energy and the pace of this defense.
Oh, and energy was a good point, too, because that's also massive from Devin Witherspoon. I don't know. I'm a little nervous about Scary Terry. Terry is, in fact, scary, and he looks scary on the sideline. I don't know if you guys watched the entirety, because it was also Game 3. I don't know if you guys watched the entirety of the Commanders game against the Chiefs. A lot went wrong for Washington, but one of the things that did not was Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, it don't matter who's his quarterback. Terry's going to get his. Debo is starting to come around. He did have that unfortunate interception, bounced off his helmet, and they grabbed it there. They got weapons. Their running back, I forgot their running back's name. Goodness gracious. Anyway, he's explosive as well. They were moving the ball with Mariota on some drives. And once Jaden Downs is back, they got potential, man. It's still, they're still technically in the mix, too, in that division, trying to get a playoff spot. 3-5. You got the Eagles at 6-2 and Dallas at 3-4 over there. They're still in the mix, man.
All right. Well, we're still waiting on Mike Macdonald, but let's get to NFL headlines and take a look around the rest of the league. Might as well. All right, let's start with this one. Bengals quarterback Joe Flacco is in danger of missing Sunday's game against the Bears because of a sprained AC joint in his throwing shoulder, per ESPN's Adam Schefter. The quarterback situation keeps getting worse for Cincinnati.
He's 40. He was going to get banged up eventually. He woke up like, I slept on my shoulder. No, I hope he gets better over there, but it's tough when you're that age and still getting after it. Are we talking about Mercedes Lewis? Because he just got back in the game. We can,
yeah. Let's just jump to that one. So 41-year-old Mercedes Lewis is back in the NFL. The 20th year tight end is joining the Broncos practice squad.
I went and watched him play when I was in high school when he was at UCLA. Then I played against him in college.
You did.
My man is still in the league. Good for you, man. 20 years in a game at that position, too. You're not a quarterback, or sometimes old linemen play for a long time. At the tight end position, that's impressive.
My official rule that I decided this morning was that as long as there is still a professional athlete older than you, you're young.
And so
That's my new rule.
I qualify.
So you're young. Anyone listening, if there is still a professional athlete, for 20-year-olds, who cares? But if there's still a professional athlete older than you, in my mind, you're spring chicken. You could get into the league. You know what I mean? You see Mercedes Lewis at 41 join the Broncos. All of a sudden, it's like, I could play too if I wanted to.
If I really want, if I
really
put my
wanted
mind to it, if I trained for a while, I could
exactly
do it.
Right. Well, speaking of the Commanders, Jaden Daniels is expected to practice today for Washington. Obviously, he missed last week with a hamstring injury and bump. I think that all of us were expecting that Jaden would be back for this Sunday night game.
Yeah, that's a big lift for these guys, especially with Terry, man. I think he's questionable right now. We'll see if he plays on Sunday, but getting your quarterback back in the mix, vital. He's the reason why the Commanders are relevant again. Yes, you do have weapons over there, Terry, so if he played with Debo and all those guys, but it's about the QB. And he just has to learn how to stay out of harm's way, how to not take the big hits, he'll be fine.
The Athletics' Diana Rossini had a chance to respond to Steve Sarkisian's comments about her reporting on his level of interest in returning to the NFL. If you guys need a refresher, Diana Rossini reported that Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian would potentially be interested in coaching an NFL team. Oh, we have Mike Macdonald. Let's take a listen.
To maximize yards and points, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's other things are at play when you get into certain special situations. So I think it's that granular, honestly. Just it's kind of that what's important now.
All right. Well, I'm going to...
We're back.
McDonald...
We're back.
We're sorry. We're having some issues, or the Seahawks are maybe having some issues. But
we're not going to throw anybody under the bus.
Okay.
We're going to be good partners.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Well, here's the deal. There are reporters at the press conference. So when I see some updates specifically about these injuries, I will let you guys know because those are the ones that I'm paying close attention to. But let me get back to, I have an update. Mike Macdonald says Julian Love had a setback in his recovery from a hamstring and his availability for Sundays in jeopardy. From Bob. Thank you, Bob Condotta of the Seattle Times.
Dang.
Your reaction.
Dang.
I know.
Man, but you take your time with hamstrings, man. Those are tricky. All it takes is one little tweak. You feel it tingle in the hammy. You got to listen to it because you want them for the long run, man. But that is unfortunate.
Would you trade for a defensive back now?
No.
What if Julian Love's out for several more weeks?
No.
Why not?
Because I think you have depth over there. I mean, if you're not trading for one, you're signing someone off of waivers or something like that. I wouldn't trade for one, no.
It's a pretty massive piece, though.
Yeah?
I don't feel good about that.
No, me neither.
All right, again, that from Mike Macdonald earlier today. Bob Condotta posting it. He says Julian Love had a setback in his recovery from a hamstring injury. Availability for Sunday is in jeopardy. That's not good news. Who does that pressure now fall to? Again, we don't have an update yet on Devin Witherspoon. Do you suddenly look at like a Kobe Bryant? Do you look at like a front seven to be the best you can possibly be?
Kobe's been doing his thing. Ty Okada's been getting reps. How do you help the back end? It starts with the big boys up front, and they've been doing a good job up there. So, this isn't anything new. They've been without him for like 5-6 weeks now. So,
but you've also felt his absence. You've been able to win, which is great, but that includes wins against the Texans and the Jags.
Yeah, but it's business as usual. There's no time to sit around and feel sorry for yourself. It's like, all right, we ain't got him. We got to go. You're definitely better with J Love out there, but these guys have been in that position for most of the year.
I just would love to know how severe this is, if this is something that requires an IR stint and at least 4 more games missed, because if that's the case, I don't know, maybe you do look at the trade deadline and get, even if it's a depth piece. Okay, we're not bringing in a starting safety. We're not bringing in a big name, but like, what happens if Ty Okada gets hurt now? What happens if Kobe gets hurt now? That your depth is going to be tested there if Julian can't make it back in the next couple weeks.
I don't think you're trading for safety, though.
Okay. All right, so waiting to see again an update on Devin Witherspoon. Let's continue taking a look around the league. I was talking about this Diana Rossini story. So let me get back to this one. So Diana Rossini said that Steve Sarkisian's camp said that he would potentially be open to making a move to the NFL. Steve Sarkisian took issue with it and called out the report at a press conference saying, like, I'm focused on Texas right now. That's not true. So this is Diana Rossini then responding to that.
There's a million reasons why a program does not want anyone to ever know anything except that Steve Sarkisian wants to be the head coach of Texas for a very long period of time. Those words were never said, right? Like, CAA never said it. Steve Sarkisian never said it. I wanted to hear them say that, and they never did. Now, that being said, most college coaches want to coach in the NFL at a time where the college landscape is really difficult to navigate and there's a lot of unknown. I think it makes all the sense in the world to always have options, right? The problem is nobody wants the world to know that you're always looking just in case.
This is a version of Diana Rossini saying, I said what I said.
Yeah.
I told you.
It's coaches like Sarkisian will always be sought after. They're always going to be someone hitting him up or his agent when he's having the year that he's having, a decent year, not a great year, but a decent year. This is what happens, but it's always his job to deflect, the university's job to deflect and paint the picture that he's going to be there forever. But this happens all the time. You think the NFL ain't reached out to Lane Kiffin at any time? Of course they have. This is how the coaching world goes.
Another injury update coming in just a couple minutes ago. This one's from ESPN's Adam Schefter. This one's about the Commanders, not the Seahawks, but Terry McLaurin has been ruled out for Sunday.
There you go. He's gone.
He exited Monday night's game, about halfway through. I don't know if it was before or after halftime. I can't remember. But he did have to exit the game and did not re-enter, but was still on the sidelines. It was a question of, maybe he can still play. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. It sounds like, at the very least, it is to keep him out for this week.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for the Commanders, fortunate for the Seahawks. So, this is the time of the year, man. Everyone is dealing with something. So, Chris Moore is going to have to step up. Jalen Lane, one of these backups, and get her going.
It does make me feel a little bit better about the Seahawks secondary in this one. Again, I feel bad, like I'm nitpicking talking about the secondary when they've played so well and when this has been such a good defense. But Terry McLaurin looked really, really good, unsurprisingly, in that first half with two massive receptions. One that had Bobby Wagner losing his mind on the sideline. And those are the kind of veteran-savvy catches from excellent receivers that can burn anyone, but most especially backups.
Yeah, that's how you flip field position. That's how you change the momentum of the game. That's how you take some pressure off your quarterback who's coming back from an injury. So they'll be missing out with Terrio there. You still got Debo, who's more of a underneath type of guy. Get it to him and let him run with the football. But they have some options over there.
Okay, so the good news is that Devin Witherspoon for Seattle and Derek Hall will practice today.
Devin and who?
And Derek Hall.
I like it. Spoon, like we said, is going to bring that energy. Maybe you send him on a couple blitz here and there. Derek Hall, who I think was having a pretty good season before he got banged up. You're not getting the whole band back together, but slowly but surely it's starting to make sense.
A quick trade question from a listener. Bump, I was hearing noise about Woolen as a trade possibility, but then nothing about him lately. Do you think the Hawks are still considering it?
I think they're looking at any offer that's thrown their way. But I also think that they're going to give him opportunity as well. He's a tough one. I think this game might determine a lot with what they want to do with Woolen. I think they should explore and listen, but I would also understand if he stays. He knows the system. He's long, and he's fast. So there's some cons and pros for both.
All right, let's jump to headline rewrites. Our first headline rewrite.
Extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, the Blue Jays have evened up the World Series at 2 games apiece. As Magic Johnson will tell you, this is a pivotal Game 5 coming up. What's the real headline?
The Blue Jays bats fell asleep for the last 8 innings Monday, so maybe they were just more rested.
Yeah, and a Vladi-Dottie, we like Sapati. We got that party going quickly. The way he turned on that ball, that right there gave me the feeling that it wasn't going to be like, that it was going to be tough. I felt in that moment that the Blue Jays were probably going to win this game, and they did. And, Game 5 is a big game. Whoever wins that game takes control.
Okay, Magic Johnson.
All right, so let's win this one tonight. But the Blue Jays, they're a good team, man. 7-8-9, doing what they did against the Seahawks. You got the power in the lineup. Bieber had himself a good day as well. They're a complete team, man. If if they didn't beat the Mariners, man, and weren't going up against my Dodgers, I might be rooting for these dudes.
Do you feel any differently at all about the Dodgers? We know that the number of games that we predicted will change, but about the Dodgers winning the series after last night's game? Because the Blue Jays had a crooked number, kept adding on, and then the Dodgers didn't respond.
No, I thought the Dodgers would take a 3-1 lead and probably have to go back to Canada and win this one. But no, I still think the Dodgers should get it done. But Toronto has a fighter's chance, man. They're scrappy.
Next up.
Headline rewrites.
Line number 2, Josh Naylor commented on an Instagram post from Cal Raleigh saying, quote, "See you around, my friend. We'll always be rooting for you. Godspeed." What's the real headline?
Like rooting for you from right beside you kind of thing? Rooting for you from the dugout. Rooting for you because we're on the same team and I'll be right there and you can hear me. And you can hear me rooting for you. Yeah. I think that's hopefully what he means.
That sounds like the end of a movie. And he opens up a letter
that's
that
absolutely
Naylor left him, and he nods his head and smiles to himself.
A single tear rolls down his cheek.
A little Goodwill Hunting.
You'll be my brother forever.
That's what it
I'll
feels
never forget
like.
you.
That's what it feels like, man. And I hope Naylor is just jiving, you know what I mean, and just keeping things interesting. But he has to go out and explore. He had himself a great season. The Mariners don't have a first baseman in their farm system right now that they can just turn to. So make the best offer you can, Mariners. Don't mess this up.
I like the Goodwill Hunting reference for it too. Like Naylor just goes, you know, the best 5 minutes of my life when I pull up to the dugout and I think you're not going to be there anymore. You've gone on to something better.
I got to go see about a team.
Yeah. Exactly. Hopefully that doesn't happen for either. I'm trying not to read into it, you guys, but I'm going to be honest. I did read into it. It's just that time of the year. It's rumors season.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite a pure hot stove. It's just kind of looking around going, is that something to think about? Is that something to worry about? I don't know.
Speculation.
What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline 3, Cal Raleigh voted MLB Player of the Year by his peers in the Major League Baseball Players Association. What's the real headline?
Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani were also finalists, but they weren't good enough.
Listen to the players, you writers out there. Listen to the players. They're out there every day competing. They understand exactly how valuable Cal Raleigh is to his team, what he goes through every game, the wear and tear on his body throughout the season, still hitting 60 of them things. Like, listen to the players.
Yeah, I think this is an absolute honor. Obviously, I am joking about the fact that Shohei and Aaron Judge are not good enough, but I'm not joking about the fact that they were finalists. That is an amazing crowd, not just to be part of. Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, and then you're in there too, Cal Raleigh. It's also amazing considering that he won. And if you guys watched the promotional video that came with this, the other nominees and winners, Paul Skeens, Kyle Schwarber, Tarek Skubal, Jacob DeGrom. I mean, these were massive names. These are baseball stars, and they're all in the video just talking about how absolutely unreal it is that Cal's season ended up the way it did. And Paul Skeens, one of the things he says is, you kind of have to remove for a catcher from it. He just had one of the best seasons.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool.
It was amazing. When you get your peers talking like that, and like you said, some big names in the games, ain't no scrubs. I think that means something. So I don't think this changes the way the writers feel. I think they're going to be stubborn and do what they feel is right. And Aaron Judge is probably still going to get it.
Curtis, do you know when the voters submit, the baseball writers submit their votes for MVP?
I think they can now. Morosi was talking with Wyman and Bob and was saying, I think they get their ballots at the start of the playoffs, so they kind of do it at their own leisure.
Because
put 5 guys on your ballot, yeah.
Well, and what I'm wondering is, if you're a baseball writer, I feel like a bunch of analysts that I was hearing from, including many who didn't have votes, but the take was, what Cal did is amazing, and I wouldn't be mad at anyone for voting for him. I did vote for Judge, but that was like everyone's take when it came to MVP.
Yep.
But what I'm wondering, and why I ask, is if you're a baseball writer, sure, you know ball, but if I see that a group of baseball players voted for someone, that does tempt me.
So
Let's say I was going to vote for
we actually
Judge.
have a date for when the MVP will be announced.
Oh, there you go.
November 13th, so 2 weeks
That's
from
earlier
now.
than I thought.
Yeah, that is like the final award announced in award season. But yeah, November 13th, we will know whether or not Cal Raleigh or Aaron Judge is the AL MVP.
What does your guys' gut tell you?
Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge?
Mm-hmm.
I think so, but I mean, Cal's off to a pretty good start with all these other awards.
Yeah, you have the Sporting News Award. You have MLB Players Association. I mean, if it's anything like award shows where it's like the person that gets the People's Choice or the Screen Actors Guild usually also gets the Oscar. No award show fans out there?
It almost feels like
usually they're indicative.
It feels like he's getting all of these just to not get the MVP almost. Like, we'll give you all the other awards and then give the big one to Judge.
It's like when
I see what you mean.
It's like when Michael Penix won the Davey O'Brien Award, but didn't win the Heisman that went to Jaden Daniels.
Or when they, okay. I don't know. I'm with you guys. I've been assuming for a long while that it's going to be Aaron Judge, not because what Cal did isn't clearly exceptional and historic, but just based on so many interviews. Our station does interviews with a bunch of people all season long, major names, whether it's Jeff Passan, whoever else, and all of them said, yeah, I'd vote for Judge, and it felt like kind of, I don't know, you hear enough people say I'd vote for Judge, but Cal's great, and it feels like that's what writers might be thinking. That like they won't like their vote, but that they'll all vote for Judge.
I think their herd is sheep, and they're all going to do what everyone else is doing. Who are you voting for?
Yeah. All right, Washington Wednesday coming your way at 1.
Hawks Live. Touchdown! Presented by the Dining District at the Bellevue Collection. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Live from Bellevue Square Center Court. Come on by and join hosts Michael Bumpus and Paul Moyer and a different Seahawks player every week.
This should be fun.
Hawks Live. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Dino was suffering from a rotator cuff tear in his right shoulder.
Part of the pain is like taking off my shirt. I couldn't even really button my pants. I could actually qualify for a shoulder replacement if I wanted to go that route.
He chose to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I heard the commercials for Dr. Wagner. I did my research. I thought about surgery, but the recovery time was so long, I didn't want to have to be in a sling. I want to be able to retire in a few months, get back to bike riding and playing golf without any pain in my shoulder.
Dino knew from experience that stem cell therapy works. Dr. Wagner had already helped him recover from osteoarthritis in his thumb, but he's not done yet.
And now 2 years later, I'm having an issue with my left shoulder, so I've got it scheduled, and I'm going to go back to see Dr. Wagner again because it was so successful.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
This is the home of the Seahawks. Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN. Seattle Sports.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rureka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here. For my friends at People Come First or PCF Construction Group, are you tired of just grilling in the cold and rain every winter in the Northwest? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the wintry months. And I have a special offer for you. PCF's Black Friday sale runs through November, and you can get up to 20% off your entire project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. Most people don't consider building a deck in winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, then contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming, designing, and approving your project so you're ready to build by the spring. Remember, planning and permits take time, so get started right now. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or call 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, pcfgroup.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I don't know if you guys remember this, but Rob Staten was on with us yesterday, and we asked him about one of the most important names to be able to return after the bye week, and he said, without question, it's Julian Love.
Julian Love's a fantastic player. You know, I think that not having Julian Love on the field has been a big miss for the Seahawks. So getting him back, I mean, that to me is the obvious one. For the Seahawks to be at their absolute best, Julian Love needs to be on the football field. But I want to see Robbie Utes out there as well. I think we've all kind of like become really attracted to this idea of having a big ex-Alabama tight end at fullback, sort of, you know, hitting two players in one block sometimes. You know, we need to see him out there. I think the running game is only going to be at its best when Robbie Utes is out there.
I play that to just highlight that the absence of Julian Love matters, and that him being back would be massive. I think it's easy to look at the Seahawks being 5-2, being a really good defense through the first 7 games of their season, and say, oh, and look, you were able to do so much of it without Julian Love. Don't get it twisted. Julian Love is very important, and you have felt his absence. That's why I want to play that cut. Now what I want to tell you is that Mike Macdonald said that IR is a consideration for Julian Love, who had a setback with his hamstring injury and is very unlikely to play on Sunday.
I changed my answer. I change it.
To the question about whether they should trade for a safety. And what's your answer now?
IR status? Yeah, you go ahead and get yourself a safety.
Talking about 4 weeks without Julian Love at least.
Yeah, IR is different. If he were just tweaking it a little bit and they want to give him another week, I'd be like, no, you can ride with him. But hamstrings are so tricky, man, because this is probably what happened. Feeling like 100%, you go out with your trainers, you go through your workout, and then you open it up and go full speed, and bam, you tweak it one more time. So that's unfortunate for this defense. So, yeah, I changed my answer. Go find yourself a safety. But in the meantime, Ty Okada has done enough to put in some work this weekend.
Before I ask you about a potential trade target, what does this also mean for your rookie, Nicky Manwari?
It means he gets more reps. I mean, you brought him here to play. You don't want to have to depend on rookies, and it feels like you're getting to that point where you're going to have to depend more than you'd like to when it comes to this rookie. But, look, next man up, let's go get it. Nicky Morware, more reps. He'll develop quicker. But, yeah, go get a safety now.
Yeah, so let's get to the trade target. The Bengals are presumably going to be sellers at the deadline. I know that they want to be able to compete, that the hope was, we could maybe get Joe Burrow back. We just have to stay slightly above water until he does. But people have been talking about a lot of potential targets with Cincinnati, whether it's linebacker Logan Wilson. Trey Hendrickson has been part of those conversations, though he's dealing with a hip injury, so I don't know what happens there. Another potential name, Geno Stone, a safety who has previously played under Mike Macdonald with Baltimore.
Yeah, in 2023, he had 7 interceptions, and then in 24, he had 4 with the Bengals, and then 1 with the Bengals so far this year. Yeah, this is a guy, a familiar piece. Remember, we were talking about the offensive line, right, and finding maybe a guy who understands Kubiak's offense and what he wants. That familiarity will help. Same thing with Geno. If you were to go out there and get Geno, he's familiar. He knows the calls. He could play right now if you needed him to play. Yeah, I'd definitely take a look there.
All right. I don't know whether these names have been traded as of today. Do we know if Xavier Woods has been traded from Tennessee?
I don't think so.
I know Duggar was moved yesterday. Some other possible options from selling teams. Justin Reed in New Orleans. I don't know if he's moved. There's so many moves. We're talking day 3 picks here, 5th round pick, 6th round pick. Xavier Woods, Tennessee Titans are going to be sellers.
Yeah, he's still
should
with
be
the Titans.
sellers.
There's another safety with the Titans that has a lot of history here.
Oh, no, don't, Curtis.
Quandre Diggs.
Oh.
Switched up.
Well, my. Listen.
But Quandre Diggs in 2025 is not Quandre Diggs from 3 years ago.
Well, Julian Love in 2025 has 1 hamstring. So I'm interested in potentially a reunion with Quandre Diggs here.
Diggsy has 1 interception since 2022.
Fine.
Uncle Diggs.
Real unk status now.
Yeah, I look at him. I think Geno would be the focus, though. I think Geno should be the focus, yeah.
I mean, there's Buda Baker.
I don't think the Cardinals are dealing him in the division.
Anything to get Buda Baker on this team.
I don't think they are either. And if they did, it would still cost you at least a 2nd rounder, I would imagine. No, I think you're looking at, this is the reality of a trade deadline too. Sometimes you trade for a guy. The time that they traded for Quandre Diggs, they gave up a 5th round pick to get him from a Lions team that was struggling, and he was dealing with a hamstring injury. And when he was acquired, he still had to sit out for a couple weeks. So sometimes you make a move for someone that you're not getting to replace your starter, right? You're not going to trade for Julian Love 2.0 because very few teams have that guy and are selling. What you're trading for is, can we get someone where even an older or worse version of them helps our team? And if you've got Julian Love out 4 weeks, if he goes on IR, anything helps.
Yeah.
Especially for a day 3 pick.
Experience, man. Back there, you just want to limit the damage at that safety spot, man, and get guys lined up correctly. So, yeah, a veteran would be preferred back there. A veteran that knows this offense, but I think our defense, I think, Diggs will be able to come in and pick things up too, man. He's a pro, been in several systems already. It's not like they're going to speak a foreign language to him. But, yeah, it just got urgent back there. It just got urgent at that safety spot.
Yeah, I am very nervous about that. You're right, and that there's more pressure on Ty Okada. Kobe Bryant now is kind of a leader with that young group. Nicky Morware, obviously, but I'm with you. I think that you need to make a trade for a safety, and it is a bummer that we started the day saying, you don't really need to make a trade.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, you're totally
He's
fine.
healthy, right?
I mean, why not add to your defense and just make a good thing even better? And now I think that they need that.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you look at some stats, you can see where having those guys out have cost you. You're not giving up a ton of points, but you're giving up, I think they're top 5 in yards allowed after catch from opposing receivers.
They are. Yeah.
That's safety play.
And you aren't the best tackling team in the world either. So typically when you're giving up a bunch of yak, your tackling ain't the greatest either.
So again, if you're just now joining us, Julian Love had a setback in his recovery from a hamstring issue. Very unlikely to play on Sunday against the Commanders. But more importantly, Mike Macdonald said IR is a consideration. Has not been placed on it yet, but we'll keep an eye on that news. Washington Wednesday coming your way next.
Get inside the huddle.
The handoff inside. He's Charbonnet. He's going to go. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Taking you inside the VMAC every week. Thursdays, noon to 2.
Our guys show up to play.
Player interviews.
It's obviously been paying off. Just going to continue to do that.
Previewing this week's matchup.
We'll say they come out and just run the ball down the Niners' throats.
And everything Seahawks.
If anybody had a doubt, don't.
The Huddle. Every Thursday at noon. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service. 98 years providing logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. Visit suplinen.com.
Old windows cost you money and security. Lake Washington Windows and Doors installs energy-efficient, high-security windows that lower your bills and increase protection. With leak armor installation and lifetime warranties, you're protected for life. Choose LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
At Bible Law Group, we know how important voting is. That's why we're partnering with Seattle's own rock star Aaron Jones to rock the vote Thursday, October 30th at the Queen Anne Beer Hall. Vote and enjoy delicious smash burgers with Aaron and local bands by getting your ticket at bit.ly/BibleRock. If you've misplaced your ballot, don't panic. In Washington, you can still print a provisional ballot online and drop it in any official ballot box by November 4th. When prayer just ain't cutting it for your legal needs, we suggest two things: vote and call Bible Law Group.
Why is K2 Vision RLE a permanent solution to glasses, contacts, and readers? How is it that you'll never develop a cataract after K2 Vision RLE? And how is RLE different from LASIK?
Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. We'll answer those questions and others when you join us for our free live webinar this Thursday at noon. Andy, what are some of the other questions you hear?
Well, how long is the procedure and recovery? Or who's a good candidate for RLE?
And we'll also answer, how much does RLE cost? Is there financing available? Does insurance pay for RLE?
Find out how K2 Vision RLE is the permanent solution to glasses, contacts, and readers.
And cataracts too.
Right, no more cataracts.
K2 Vision's free live webinar this Thursday at noon. Space will be limited, so register now at k2visionrle.com.
Join us at our free live webinar this Thursday at noon. Sign up at k2visionrle.com.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate Pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24 monthly bill credits on Experience Beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro 256 gigs $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1H2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying two phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7, so you never miss a customer, lead, or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mike Macdonald told reporters this afternoon that safety Julian Love had a setback in his return from a hamstring injury and is unlikely to play Sunday against the Commanders. IR is a consideration. Cal Raleigh's been named Player of the Year and AL Player of the Year by the MLB Players Association, the top recognition voted on by MLB players. He becomes the first Mariner and first catcher to earn the honor.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
Washington Wednesdays, presented by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
It's a Washington Wednesday, though we're going to take a look around college football. So why not be joined right now by NBC Sports college football insider Nicole Auerbach on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Nicole, how's it going?
It's going great. Just can't believe that we're about to be in November and the stretch run of the college football season. It's wild.
It also means we have some really fun storylines to talk about. So again, we're going to start with Washington before we get to some of those fascinating job openings, a controversial decision by the NCAA, but start with the Huskies. The loss to Michigan really stings for a Washington team that was making a case for a top 25. Unsurprisingly, Nicole, we were having conversations about, they should be ranked and, should they be getting more votes? And then you just keep going back to that Michigan loss. That being said, there's still plenty left to play for. Does Washington get a college football playoff bid if they win out?
I think that is yes. It's hard to tell. There's just so many teams with 1 and 2 loss right now. But, I do think that, any 2-loss teams in the Big Ten, maybe even the 3-loss and 3-loss in the SEC, they're going to still be on that bubble. And plus, obviously, that would include a win over Oregon, which would be, kind of that flag to carry the resume. So, I think that's what I love so much about the playoff era, this 12-team playoff era in particular, is that you literally have over 30 teams that can say that, if we win out, or we control our own path, we control our destiny, or we could, if we can get to the conference championship game in a number of these leagues, right? There's so many teams alive in that, in the ACC, in the Big 12. But I just love that because I think it's really important to have that type of hope, and even if it doesn't work out, to have that as kind of like a carrot dangling in front of you for again, over 30 teams heading into November.
Hey, what's the profile of UW? How would you describe the way this team plays ball?
Well, I love watching the offense. It's incredibly engaging and fun and explosive. That's why, again, the Michigan game was so strange, especially because Michigan's been up and down. But to not really get that out of Washington, I feel like, the Michigan game, and then even just the missed opportunities in the first half against Ohio State, I think, if they'd gotten some more points on the board that they left out there, that I think could have changed that game against the Buckeyes as well. So, just tough losses, but again, love the offense, love the weapons. And I just think the way that they responded from the Michigan loss was really, really impressive. They're one of these teams where, they could go down big and you never can fully write them off because of the crazy comebacks they've had. I think there's a lot to like. And to the earlier point about them not being ranked, I have them ranked in my ballot this week. I ranked them and Iowa, and I I think that some people are kind of zoning out a little bit on the Big Ten and only really paying attention to like the top 3 teams or the biggest names that they're used to watching, and not really, giving this team as much credit as it deserves.
So on a very related note, are there other Big Ten teams that either you see making the playoff or you think are absolutely worthy of consideration? Everyone's going to be eyeing, obviously, Ohio State, but kind of those like middle group of teams that you think are being overlooked.
Yeah, I think that group is like what I would really love to see someone come out of, because I think right now you're probably penciling 3 teams from the Big Ten, Ohio State and Indiana, which, if they both win out and then meet in the Big Ten championship game, I think, assuming it's a good game, that both of them probably have a good chance to stay in the top 4 and both get first round buys. And that's a credit to like the top of this league and how strong it is. Oregon's had kind of a weird season. And it's hard to, kind of ding them for like the Penn State win isn't that impressive anymore because they kind of broke something in them. And then very shaky performance against Wisconsin. Wisconsin played them well, and Wisconsin hasn't played anybody well. So that was a little concerning. So starting to just kind of get a little bit concerned about them, just like the entirety of the resume and just, again, what we're seeing. But I would still put them in. So that's 3. And the question is, can someone emerge for that 4th spot? And again, there's a ton of teams that are still alive that have not picked up a 3rd loss. We've got on NBC this weekend, we've got USC and Nebraska, and it's basically a playoff elimination game. And so I think that it's kind of just wait and see, waiting to see if anyone can emerge. I think people are starting to pay attention to Iowa. They don't have a super explosive pass game, but Mark Gronowski, he will run it, and they have a really efficient offense. And this is years after watching them have one of the absolute worst offenses year over year. So you couple that with their defense, and all of a sudden now that Oregon trip to Kinnick next weekend looks really interesting. So there are definitely some teams, and again, some of them have Oregon on their schedule, or they have one of these teams that they might have to pull off an upset to stay unbeaten the rest of the way. But I do think that there is a very good chance that somebody comes through. Somebody emerges from this group of the 1 and 2 loss team, I guess the 2 loss teams in the Big Ten, to eventually get that 4th spot in the playoff. Because again, I think 10-2 out of the Big Ten, I think it will be good enough. And I also just think that there's going to be more losses kind of across the board on the bubble this year than last year. And obviously if Notre Dame loses again or something like that, that takes somebody off the board as well. So I am confident. I think that there will be a team that emerges and they won't all kind of beat up on each other too much.
Hey, Nicole, there's been some moves made, right? You got Franklin out in Penn State, Brian Kelly recently, LSU, Deshaun Foster at UCLA, some other moves as well. Which one of these coaching jobs do you feel like is the most attractive and appealing, and any rumors going around? Who do you think is going to fill those voids?
Yeah, so apparently Lane Kiffin's supposed to coach 4 of these jobs. So, but besides that, so LSU is, I think, the best job that is available now. And people are not lying when they talk about the advantage to being in a really fertile recruiting ground. That state produces so much NFL talent, and being the one flagship power conference program in that state, and what that can mean. So that's the general reason. And obviously you're in the SEC, there's a path to the playoffs, you have great resources. The problem is, and I literally was just on Twitter before hopping on with you guys and saw this, there's so much weird politics involved in that job. That's the big con. And the pros are great, but you have to weigh them against that con, because we just saw the governor of the state of Louisiana say at a press conference that Scott Woodward, the athletic director, is not going to be allowed to make this hire, that it's going to come from the board, which, by the way, were all hand appointed by the governor. He appointed most of the LSU board. So that's a strange dynamic, and that's something that you have to weather. And obviously they have expectations of playing for national championships, which Brian Kelly was unable to do. But it's still the best job available. And I think all of these jobs, especially at the very top, the Penn States, the Floridas, those are national championship level expectations, and they're not going to be very patient about them. So again, you get a ton of resources, you're going to get paid a lot of money, but it's razor thin margins there. And I just feel like there's not enough home run hires to go around, because it's not just those 3 jobs. You've got 9 other FBS jobs that are open. If Florida State opens, Auburn, Baylor, Wisconsin, all these other jobs, could lead to more dominoes, especially if LSU, Penn State, like if they're able to hire sitting head coaches, that opens more jobs. So, I mean, I think ultimately, if I'm Lane Kiffin, I weigh, hey, can I get to a national championship from where I am right now? And if the answer is no, then you do go to one of these other jobs. And again, I would go LSU over Florida as a more attractive job. But I do think that, everyone's going to kind of need to evaluate this. We saw Curt Cignetti, obviously what he's done at Indiana is historic, decide, no, I'm staying put. They're going to give me the resources I need. I can make the playoff every year here if we have good teams. I don't need to go to a place that, will fire me in 2 years if I don't win a national championship. So I do think in this era, people are evaluating jobs and their attractiveness a little bit differently. And so I'm very curious to see, if you can't get, one of the 3 sitting head coaches that have won a national championship, like the biggest names, which again, like Kirby Smart's not going anywhere, Ryan Day's not going anywhere. Dabo, maybe he would want to go somewhere else and restart the clock. But like, you're going to end up looking at some of these really good group of 5, group of 6 coaches, like the John Sumralls and the Alex Golishes, or some of the rising assistants. And, Will Stein is one that I really like. I think he's going to be a great head coach. Brian Hartline's been at Ohio State. He's been bandied about. Like, those are going to be the guys. And I just think that for some of these jobs, people are going to be like, well, we should have been able to get a sitting head coach. We should have done this. We should have done that. I mean, everyone's going to want has a good job right now. And so that's what's going to be really interesting is if any of these really high profile jobs can pry somebody away.
I think that Jedd Fisch probably doesn't love hearing people question whether or not he's going to move on from Washington, which I know is kind of a history that people attach to him, but it's also the nature of college sports. So I'd be remiss to not ask you whether you're hearing anything about possible interest in Jedd Fisch or you think that he could make a move.
Well, I mean, you've got 2 jobs in this carousel already that I think, would make a lot of sense and the fit would work, which would be Florida, of course, and then UCLA too. So, I think it's really hard with so many of these jobs opening up in season for people to like actually get a gauge of, when to truly start the search and how this stuff is going to be done. I think, you've got the portal window pushed back to January 2nd. So for teams that are not in the playoff, like you do have a lot more time than you used to. You could make this decision after the regular season. I think that's one of the questions with Lane Kiffin and any of these other coaches in the playoff is they may be unavailable, playing in the first round. If they win quarterfinals right around New Year's, right around when the portal opens. So that's going to throw a wrench into some of this as well. But yeah, I mean, I would not be, I wouldn't be shocked if the schools that make a lot of sense for Jedd Fisch are interested or give him a call or if he weighs those options. But again, it's just sort of, you have to weigh, where you are in the pecking order in your conference, what do your resource allocation look like? And then obviously quality of life and where you live and where you are. And so I'll be very interested to see if a couple of those former stops on his resume, attract his interest.
How weird is it seeing the number 9 next to Vandy's logo?
Very. Last week I was just like all week I was like I can't believe Indiana, Georgia Tech, and Vanderbilt are on the top 10. Then they all won, so they're all still in the top 10. Yeah, it's been wild, and it's just such an incredible story. How much Diego Pavia has done in 2 seasons at Vanderbilt, and obviously Clark Lee, who gets a ton of credit too, but just for like a player to really be the face of a turnaround like this, obviously so scrappy. Like him and Haynes King, they're both like the type of runner or quarterback that just like they'll deal with the injuries and they'll be in the cold tub later. Like it doesn't matter, right? Like anything you can do just for an extra yard or 2, they'll do it. So it's a lot of fun. And obviously Diego's brought like a swagger to Vanderbilt football, which is also hilarious and great as well. So it's super strange to get used to a world like this. But as we're talking about the carousel, like that's part of the reason all of these high profile places are impatient and that there's pressure and you're making coaching changes because, the inherent advantages that those places have always had aren't quite as stark anymore. You can build a winner at Indiana and at Vanderbilt if you invest and you're really smart and strategic in your player acquisition, the way you're spending your money, and you hit on the coach. So that's what's, I think, really, really cool is that it doesn't feel like last year it was like David versus Goliath when Vanderbilt would beat somebody. We're like, oh my God, can you believe it? Vanderbilt beat Alabama. This year it's like, all right, Like, not surprised, right? Like, they beat LSU, don't even storm the field. Like, you're just like, all right, you're good now. This is just how you are, and it's not a fluke. It's not a flash in the pan. And same with Indiana, and obviously Georgia Tech's having that kind of season too, where you just can see the build, and that it's building towards something, and it's not really fluky. And I think that's what's really cool about these stories.
Stepping off the field for this one and talking about a related topic, but a bit of a unique one. Bump and I have been talking about sports betting, obviously with the NBA's scandal, and we've had plenty of MLB scandals as well. I was really surprised to see the NCAA initially allow student athletes to wager on pro sports. What's the latest with that decision? I know there was kind of like maybe re-examining it. And then did the NCAA, in your opinion, Nicole, use enough foresight there?
Well, it is a really good question. And there were a lot of people that were very surprised, as you were, when that was passed originally, to allow athletes and staff and coaches and everyone to bet on pro sports. Like, it happened really quickly. There's like a new, and this is like in the weeds, but it's like a new governance model. And so like they can fast track certain things in ways that like even a year ago, the NCAA committee structure wasn't set up to do. So I think a lot of people were very surprised, and then like were giving pushback against this after it got passed. And I talked to NCAA President Charlie Baker a couple weeks ago. We were doing like a fireside chat at the Women Leaders Convention, and I asked him about this. And, you know, his argument, which again, he didn't do this unilaterally, it was a committee, but the thinking was that if you are, you know, if you have a problem, like if you're a problem gambler and, you know, an addiction and, you know, whatever it might be, you need to seek help, and you would be less likely to do that if you have concerns that you might like lose eligibility or get suspended or whatever, right? So there, like that, plus the fact that it is legal in most states. Like those were kind of the two arguments of, you know, all these other people on campus are able to do this. They're not. It's not college sports. It's not like putting the integrity of like a college football game or basketball game in doubt. It's pro sports, like everyone else can bet on the Super Bowl, right? And again, the idea that they would be more willing to seek help if they were not also dealing with the potential penalty for rule breaking. So, you know, again, you just kind of like, I understand those arguments. I understand all the people who are concerned that, you know, it's a slippery slope to allow it. And you know, does that encourage people to start gambling? And then, you know, you go down this rabbit hole and it's not a good one. And, you know, what happens 5-10 years from now, right? If someone's got problems and, you know, it's during the NIL era where people have maybe more disposable income as well. Like I get all the arguments on all the sides. And so now there's going to be basically a 3-week period here where there's like a path to overturn the rule change, which like you have to get 75% of Division I to like vote to overturn the rule change and keep them prohibited from betting on pro sports. So it'll be really interesting to see, you know, if that is where this ends up, because again, like, I mean, we know Greg Sankey came out against the legalizing, allowing them to bet on pro sports, but he's not alone. I mean, there were a lot of people that I was hearing from in the last couple of weeks about it. So I'm curious to see if, you know, that's enough to organize everyone, get all the votes in order, and stop this thing, because it really is a weird look to have all of this passing at the same time as like a major NBA gambling scandal.
Fascinating insight. I mean, you're right. It's like you hear it and you're like, I guess it makes sense, but oh my God. And the timing of it too, with a push notification right after the NBA stuff is just unbelievable. She is NBC Sports lead college football insider, Nicole Auerbach, kind enough to join us. Nicole, thank you so much.
Thanks, Nicole.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
All right, we want to send one of you and 3 friends to watch the Seattle Seahawks game on November 9th against the Arizona Cardinals. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't already have the app, just text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776, and we will send you a link to download. Enter daily to increase your chances to win. This contest runs through Monday, November 3rd. Let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game. What former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, Bump. Where do you think the Seahawks should attack the Commanders' defense?
Attack the middle of the field. I'm talking about in the run game and in the pass game. I feel like that's how you get the run game going too. You want to do that wide zone, having a trouble or having a tough time setting the edge in that wide zone. So get downhill, run your gaps, your inside zone, and attack the middle of the field. I'm just looking at the interior defensive linemen. I'm looking at their backers. Not bad players, but I feel like I don't want to use that word. I feel like they're vulnerable right there. I feel like you can have the advantage there. And also, it'll get your right guard going, man. I want run behind him. Give him something to be proud about and be eager about. Linemen love running the football, getting downhill early. Film study, I say middle of the field on all levels.
Second down. What do you expect to see from the Seahawks defense?
I expected to see Julian Love.
Well, guess what?
All right. I guess we ain't seen Julian Love. But we will see Spoon, it sounds like, and we might see Derek Hall as well. But with Spoon being out there, I expect more energy. I expect a twitch out there. You know, I described him as my grandpa's dog back in the day, Angel. We open that gate, Angel will fly out there, run around the block several times and come back. Like, that's where the Spoon has to be, and I think that's what he will be. You put him out there, Derek Hall, Chinnon. Those guys are the voices and the attitude, Ernest as well. So no, I expect to see some excitement and some energy out there. Kobe's gonna have to step up. He's been stepping up. Nicky Mawari's gonna have to step up. With Julian being out and Ty Okada continue to do what he's been doing. Ty Okada's been getting a lot of playing time. He is where is he? I was just looking at his snaps. Ty Okada has 302 snaps. He's played on 61% of the snaps at the safety spot. Second would be Kobe Bryant. He's played at 98% of the snaps. So secondary got to come together, man. No J Love. Sounds like he might go to IR. Hopefully it's not that serious, but if it is, guys have to step up. But with Spoon being back out there, we might even see a few more blitzes too. Last week we saw a double corner blitz, something I haven't seen all year. Maybe I missed it. First time I saw it. But energy. That's what I want to see.
As Bump hinted at with his answer, by the way, in case you're just joining us, Julian Love, according to Mike Macdonald, had a setback with his recovery from a hamstring injury. Very unlikely to play Sunday against the Commanders. So unlikely, in fact, that IR is a consideration. Third down. Who do you think will have a big game this weekend?
I'm going to surprise you with this one, Stacy.
Oh?
JSN.
What?
Right? Surprise, surprise. JSN. The reason why I think he's going to have a big game is because of what I said during first down. Attack the middle of the field. He's so good at crossing the middle of the field, twisting up these linebackers, pulling safeties with them. The Commanders have given up 15 touchdown passes, tied for the fourth most in the NFL. They also have given up 1,000 yards of yards after the catch, third most in the NFL. They give up 244 yards per game through the air, seventh most. It's set up for Jason to have another big day. He's going to pull safeties with him, so therefore your tight ends might be open as well. I predicted Torrey Horton's going to have a better second half of this season. But JSN, man, is going to continue to get open when you know where they want to go. Eyes are going to be on him. They're going to bracket him. He's still going to find ways to get open, especially in the middle of the field. I believe it was against the 49ers where they opened up the game with a dagger. So a dagger is an in-breaker route around 10 yards. You swing the running back out the backfield to pull flat defenders with you, open up windows. I'm going to predict they go to that play. The very first pass play, they're going to go back to that because the middle field is going to be open.
Fourth down. Earlier in the show, we were joined by NFL Network's Isaiah Stanback. Anything stand out from our conversation with him?
Yeah, my man has me watching the Carolina Panthers. Asked him a team that is sneaky, that isn't getting enough love. Who should we be watching? And he said the Kakalaki Panthers. They lost to the Jags and Cardinals to start the season. You beat the Falcons, lose to the Patriots, rack off 3 in a row. Dolphins, Cowboys, Jets, nothing special, but you're winning. And then you've lost to the Bills. And also, Bryce Young's having a decent season as well. So no, I was surprised, man. I didn't think he was going to say that. When I asked him a question, I was looking at other teams in this league. I'm like, all right, who's a sneaky team that he's going to say? Maybe he's going to say the Bears.
I thought he was going to say that, too.
Yeah, maybe the Cardinals, he think will have a turnaround in the second half of the season. But no, he said the Carolina Panthers. So the Dave Canales is over there.
I will say he did mention the Cardinals as a team. We talked about, hey, how can Seattle separate itself or whatever. And he was like, the problem with Seattle is that they're just in the toughest division, that there are not only 2 other teams there, but he said, look out for the Cardinals. Like, they've lost a lot of one-score games. They're like so close to getting it done. They've also been top 5 in some really interesting categories. I want to say in third down conversions, they're one of the better teams, which is weird because they don't have the win-loss record to show for it. But
yeah, no, it's this is the toughest division for sure, and you can't sleep on anybody. I'm pulling up the Cardinals right now. Third down conversions. Where you at? Yeah, fifth
yeah.
overall, 44%.
You would never think that. You look at the rest of the top 5. I bet the Packers are in there. Indy.
Packers.
Wait, don't tell me.
Indy.
Packers, Indy, Cowboys,
No.
Bills.
No.
Packers, Indy. There's Kansas City?
Nope.
Wow. Okay, who are the other three?
Chargers. Niners. Green Bay.
Would not have guessed the Chargers.
Yeah.
I say that knowing Justin Herbert's leading the league in passing yards, but has some interceptions too.
About 7 of them. 6 or 7.
I said that earlier, and I'm very glad you didn't say anything. Let's see what's on tonight.
What's on tonight with Bump and Stacy, brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot. Now, here's what's on tonight.
Very important news from Magic Johnson, who earlier today said with the series being 2-2, the World Series, Game 5 is very important. Whichever team wins takes control of the series. So considering that, it is a pivotal Game 5 in the World Series tonight.
Sure is.
Coverage starts at 5 p.m. right here on Seattle Sports. Coming up, speaking of surprising teams, we're going to take a look at a 2-win team that we believe could bounce back and a 5-win team that could be in danger.
It's the Hawks Player Spotlight.
Tight end A.J. Barner is with us. How are you, man?
Doing well. It's good to be on here.
Brought to you by Three Tree Roofing.
The rookie on this O-line, Gray Zabel, is with us.
Sam is an elite quarterback.
Going deep with a different Hawks player every day at 3:30 with Wyman and Bob on Seattle Sports.
Every time he walks into a huddle, we know we got a chance for a big play.
Nick Emanwari is with us.
I felt good physically going into the game.
Catch up on every Hawks Spotlight on Seattle Sports on YouTube and the Seattle Sports app.
Start having fun. Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Nobody hooks you up like Popeyes. The Big Box is the reward that keeps on rewarding. Crack it open and you're greeted by 2 pieces of crispy signature chicken. Or if you want, 3 tenders, nestled in there with the 2 sides speaking to you most in this moment. You got that biscuit, and what are you waiting for? Dig right on in. That's feast mode activated. And you're in Big Box business for $6. Love that chicken from Popeyes. At participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Tax extra.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service will help your company with logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linen, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do. Visit suplinen.com.
Lake Washington Windows was voted best in the Northwest. Celebrate by saving 25% off new Leak Armor installed windows through October. Plus enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, 0 interest until 2026. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com, a name you can trust.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett. Washington Wednesdays is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, a look around the NFL, but in this case, to just a couple teams. A challenge for us that I thought would be fun. A 2-win or fewer, if you want to be fun, team. So they have to have 2 or fewer wins that could bounce back. You have to make a case for them turning this thing around. And a team with minimum 5 wins that could actually be in danger.
Easy.
That's my challenge for us.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Well, who you got?
It's Baltimore.
As your, yeah.
2-5 Baltimore. They can be just fine, honestly. You got Lamar Jackson coming back. They have the Dolphins, the Vikings, the Browns, the Jets, the Bengals coming up. They could win all of those games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would make them, Stacy, 7-5.
Stacy.
I was buying time saying your name. Simple math, right? That'll make them 7-5. And all you need, honestly, because when you think of Baltimore, you think of Lamar Jackson, you think of King Henry, and you think of their defense. Lamar Jackson's been hurt. Henry started the year fumbling. The defense hasn't been what we were used to seeing.
And they've had injuries there as well.
Injuries as well. All you need is for your defense just to play a little better. You play a little better, you can't be fine because Lamar is going to handle the rest if he can stay healthy. So the 2-5 was easy. That you got the Cardinals at 2-5 as well. You have the Raiders at 2-5. I was just sticking to the 2-5s, but I can throw, I guess.
I mean, the Cardinals would be the other case. I don't think there's a single 1-win team that I would say. The Titans, done.
Titans, Jets.
No, absolutely not.
Done.
Done.
New Orleans, done. You know what? If Scatterboo could have stayed healthy, Giants would have made it interesting.
Yeah.
They're 2-6.
Yes.
They would have made it interesting.
Yeah.
But I think they're done as well. You know who's close to being done if they don't figure it out is the Washington Commanders. They could be a team that goes from conference championship last year to not even making the playoffs this year. But most of it comes down to injuries though with these better teams.
I think them and the Vikings are in danger of that. Like both of them are teams that your season could slip away very quickly, particularly in a conference with some stacked talent right at the top. And it also makes this Sunday really interesting. I don't want to say that like Washington doesn't have more to play for per se. Seattle's going to go out there and play very hard as well. But I have wondered a little bit, like it's certainly going to be a narrative Sunday night. You're going to hear it from the broadcast. They're going to be talking about, hey, this is a must-win for Washington. Season potentially on the line. This is massive. Season's not on the line for Seattle, but I always wonder if that plays into how teams play. My gut says it doesn't at all. Yeah, my gut says it doesn't at all, but there is more facts. There is more at stake for Washington Sunday night than there is for the Seahawks.
For sure. Who's yours? It was Baltimore too?
It was also Baltimore. The Ravens are an interesting choice. That would be my 1 and 2. Not a single one-win team did I think if Tua just puts the visor on again.
You had another one?
Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't pick a single one-win team to turn this around. I think that the bad teams in the NFL are very obviously the bad teams. And there are also a lot of them in quarterback. Heck, right now. Okay, let's go to the other side of this. You have a lot of choices for 5+ win teams. And here's the thing about a 5+ win team. 7 or 8 games into the season, you're clearly pretty good. Things are clearly working out for you. I want to eliminate the middle ground. No 3-win, no 4-win. It has to have a minimum of 5 wins that you think, you know what? Upon closer inspection, this team could be in danger.
It's tough because all these teams are good.
I know. That's the challenge with it. This is harder, I think, than the 2-win Ravens. The Ravens are the easy answer. They're still a betting favorite to win their division.
So in the NFC, you got Seattle, Detroit, the Rams, the Niners, Tampa Bay, Philly, Packers. In the AFC, you got Colts, Patriots, Broncos, Buffalo, Chargers, Chiefs.
There are some interesting choices.
I think in the NFC, the team that has the more likeliness, I guess, of falling off would be San Francisco to me.
Just injuries.
Yeah. Injuries are all jacking them up. Anyone else there, I think these dudes are true contenders in the conference and are going to be there to the finish.
I think that I agree with you. That would be my answer for the NFC. And I think I'm being probably too heavily swayed by their outing against Houston, but not getting a first down until late in the first half, looking kind of abysmal offensively in the first half. By no means is that up to their standard. They're very well coached. They're a very deep team. They've also been the most injured team, not just this year, over the last several years. And so it's hard not to think, well, what if the version of who they're going to be is somewhere in between the horrible version against Houston, but not as great as the one that was still rattling off wins. Yeah. They did get a little lucky with a few of those.
My other team, the Chargers, man, they always find a way to mess it up. The Chargers always find a way to have you believing in them, and then something goes wrong. But their schedule isn't the toughest the next month, I would say. They got the Titans, the Steelers, the Jags, the Raiders in the month of November. I think by the end of this month, we'll know exactly who these guys are and if they should be considered real contenders. You know what's jacked up too? I'm looking at the Colts and I want to say them so bad.
Why?
It's because the same way that
you don't believe
people have the fear of the Mariners, right? Because of just the history and what's been happening. I look at the Colts and for the last X amount of years, they haven't been in the mix, but they're balling right now. So I'm not going to say the Colts, but my eyes just keep sticking on the dang Indianapolis Colts, but I'm not throwing them in there.
I can't bring myself to say the Colts, and I'll say this. Someone the other day texted in, hey, Daniel Jones is going to struggle again. Leopard doesn't change its spots. And I get the idea of if you haven't seen something before, you are likely to think it's not going to last. I completely understand. That being said, there isn't a football reason that you could, or a football argument you could make for the Colts not being, they're very well coached by almost every single metric, whether it's a basic stat like yards per game, passing yards per game, points per game, or if it's an advanced stat, EPA per play, for Daniel Jones, EPA per rush, completion percentage over expected. I don't know, even like a kind of middle ground, third down conversions, how well they are in the red zone. DVOA, anything. By almost every measure, they are sound, pretty well balanced, and clearly well coached.
Even if Daniel Jones has a return to earth or return to whatever form he had in New York, he took that Giants team. They went to the playoffs, right? Off the back of Saquon. he's got a pretty similar setup with Jonathan Taylor. I don't know why anybody isn't talking about Jonathan Taylor for MVP. It feels like every time he touches the ball, he's going to do something crazy.
I think it's because the yardage.
It's because he's a running back.
No.
That's why.
We were all talking about Saquon last year.
That's why. Well, Saquon was doing something different.
That's what I'm saying. But Jonathan Taylor, points-wise, is doing something different.
Yeah.
He's got multiple games with 3 touchdowns. How many did you say? 3 games with 3 touchdowns?
Yeah, I believe so.
I mean, he's on pace.
A third of his games, he scored 3 touchdowns.
He is on pace to match a scoring record. It's just that yardage, I think, baffles us more. When you see a guy that's on pace for over 2,000 yards.
I guarantee you he will not get MVP.
Oh, I guarantee we won't get MVP.
Yeah.
But to answer Ian's question of like, hey, it's kind of surprising that more people aren't talking about Jonathan Taylor. You're leading the league in rushing yards. You're on the team with the best record. Everyone's talking about your team because they're a fun story. I think it's specifically because the yardage isn't on pace to
I think
set a single-season record.
the last couple days I've seen a few people with big platforms talk about him, but yeah, he's not getting the love he deserves.
No, I'm just like, man, and think about it too. Like, they're going to play the Titans again, right? They haven't already played them twice. I know they've got one coming up against the Chiefs. That's going to be November 23rd.
Steelers, Falcons, Chiefs, then Texans, Jags, us. Niners, Jags, Texans.
Do you know how easy the Colts game looked in week 1?
Yeah.
Remember?
Uh-huh.
Remember when you would look at this schedule and go, oh, and then you got the...
Oh, that's a win.
Yeah. You got the Colts, the rest of the AFC South, easy. Nope.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Time
no,
to
I think the
change.
Colts are a really interesting story. Barring that December 14th game, I genuinely hope they do well.
Mhm.
And I agree with you, though. Jonathan Taylor, not going to be MVP.
Poor guy.
Set a scoring record. Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776.
Hawks Live. Presented by the Dining District at the Bellevue Collection. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Live from Bellevue Square Center Court. Come on by and join hosts Michael Bumpus and Paul Moyer and a different Seahawks player every week.
This should be fun.
Hawks Live. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
In the Pacific Northwest, choose Star Rentals for construction equipment. With 18 locations, they deliver superior service and unmatched follow-through. Visit starrentals.com. Star Rentals, the preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
At Bible Law Group, we know how important voting is. That's why we're partnering with Seattle's own rock star Aaron Jones to rock the vote Thursday, October 30th at the Queen Anne Beer Hall. Vote and enjoy delicious smash burgers with Aaron and local bands by getting your ticket at bit.ly/BibleRock. If you've misplaced your ballot, don't panic. In Washington, you can still print a provisional ballot online and drop it in any official ballot box by November 4th. When prayer just ain't cutting it for your legal needs, we suggest 2 things: vote and call Bible Law Group.
John here with Happy Hauler. Furniture and household items you plan to throw away? We'll take them and prioritize donating and recycling, keeping items out of the landfill. Happy Hauler is Seattle's eco-friendly junk removal. HappyHauler.com, hauling with a heart.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250, say micro. With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
I know a lot of you guys are listening from your phones right now, so it's the perfect time to give a shout out to my friends over at AT&T. The other guys will make claims saying this and that about how great their network is, and I'm just here to set the record straight that AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. I don't know about you guys, but it just gives me so much peace of mind when I'm going to do the things I love and I know my wireless networks got me. Like if I'm going to a concert or a basketball game or even something outdoorsy, knowing I'm going to have fast service and can share what I'm up to is a game changer. You want to know you can post what you want to post, call who you want to call. And with AT&T, it literally doesn't matter where you're going. I promise you, they're already there. Don't just take it from me. Actual tests prove AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. When you compare, there is no comparison. Based on RootMetrics' United States Root Score Report, 1H 2025 tested with best commercially available smartphones on 3 national mobile networks across all available network types. Your experiences may vary. RootMetrics rankings are not an endorsement of AT&T.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game, Sunday, November 9th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, October 28th through November 3rd. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III!
Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Michael is in his 70s, and he was dealing with an injury.
I had tears in my rotator cuff. Just the discomfort of going about everyday life. Day-to-day things were not comfortable or almost impossible, but just being inactive was troubling.
He was in a great deal of pain.
I started trying to learn how to brush my teeth with my left hand, and you can't do it. It was ridiculous.
Searching for answers, Michael found Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine, where he underwent stem cell therapy.
You know, I play basketball Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and so I'm getting my shot back. It's not back to where it was, but hey, before I couldn't even do anything. So 100% improvement of what it was.
Wow, that's great to hear. Would you recommend stem cell therapy to others?
I can share without a doubt that it helped me, and I'm grateful for that.
Whether it's a shoulder, hip, or knee, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with 0 investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for what I need to know. Bye, Wyman. Wyman and Bob coming your way at 2. 866-979-3776. What I need to know. Is it just me, says our first listener, or is how the NFL schedules games this year becoming more disproportionate than normal? I mean, 2 Monday night games starting within an hour of each other, 7 morning games with 3 afternoon games. Just feels like kind of some weird scheduling going on. I definitely do not like Monday night doubleheaders. I would like to do away with that.
Yeah, yeah.
No, we need to focus on 2 teams.
I heard those are going away once the ESPN NFL Network merger
as they should
goes through.
I don't like it. And then it cheapens both games because suddenly it's like, okay, one starts at 4, the other's at 5. Well, now I'm not really paying close attention to either of them. The point is that you're committing to a game. And if it's Dolphins-Bengals, guess what? That's what you're committed to that night. You have to watch all 4 quarters if you like it or not.
Yeah.
That's the promise that you made.
2 screens, 2 games. I can watch both.
What I need to know. Someone said, is it too soon for Thanksgiving food questions? Because do you prefer brown or country gravy?
No such thing as too soon.
All gravy.
No such thing as bad gravy.
No.
I like gravy.
Well, isn't brown gravy usually for Thanksgiving?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then country gravy's like sausage and biscuits.
Yeah, and like chicken.
Yeah. Just talking gravy.
Gravy talk. Bump and Stacy.
Gravy trade.
What I need to know, you are coming up on a traffic light and it turns yellow. Be honest. Is your initial instinct to step on the brake or the gas?
Gas.
Brake.
I'm speeding
Of
up.
course, Stacy says brake.
She's anticipating the yellow.
She's braking like a half mile away.
First of all, I'm braking I'm slowing down on a stale green light.
Goodness.
Real ones know. You got to be careful. Stale greens are dangerous.
This green has been green for far too long.
That's exactly what a stale green light is. You need to know that if you see a green light and you're a really long way away and you don't even remember when it turned green, that is a stale green light. You are supposed to slow. You don't have to come to a complete stop. You just have to be aware of intersecting traffic ahead of you because you never know. I'm a very safe driver, in case anyone's wondering, but I think I got like a 98 out of 100 on my driving test.
Who remembers that?
I do.
I don't know what I got.
I was probably the best tester they've ever had. Have I gotten into accidents? That's none of my business or yours. Not serious ones, but the accidents have only been when, like, my phone falls or like I'm eating something and it. Like,
You're eating something, but you're a safe driver.
Yeah. I mean, you're the one speeding through yellow lights and changing lanes on the freeway all the time.
And changing lanes. How dare I?
I don't like to change lanes. You stay to a lane.
You wild man,
that's
you
your
changing
lane.
lanes.
That's your lane. That's your group. You stay in it. 866-979-3776. Someone said, I train all the truck drivers at my work, and that is a very good job, Stacy.
You know why it's a
Thank
good
you.
job? Because those trucks are carrying tons, and it's not easy for them to brake. So it's a little different for
It
them.
sounds like Stacy is a 95-year-old driver that can barely see over the steering wheel. Well, you're right about half of it. What's the best Halloween costume you've ever personally worn? All add-on or seen?
I dressed up as Jackie Moon one year. It was awesome.
A white basketball player.
Yeah. It was awesome.
That's good.
I did it again, Britney Spears, and went out on Cap Hill. And you'll never feel more famous or more important than when people ask to take a picture with you for your Halloween costume.
Oh, that's good.
You're like, that's when I knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Like, in that moment, I was like, I'm Britney. Like, I'm Britney Spears. I'm an incredibly famous celebrity. But yeah, that was a great costume. That was a fun one.
2 years ago, we went to a party as the family from the show Bluey, because it's two girls and parents, and so we had the perfect setup for it. And our youngest also has like orange red hair, just as the youngest in Bluey has orange. So yeah, we knocked it out of the park.
That's a good one.
Good job.
Yeah.
What I need to know.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah.
Someone said all the accidents she creates, she doesn't see behind her.
It's just carnage behind the car, and you're just going along.
I don't know what you guys are talking about, because again, I don't change lanes. I don't like changing lanes. I try to really limit how often I do it. So I'm not causing accidents because I'm not moving, you know? What I need to know, it would be not funny. It would be kind of funny if I was just completely oblivious to I'm actually a horrible driver.
Cars flipping
and
behind you.
shaming you guys constantly. What I need to know, is Ohtani human?
No.
No, I don't think so.
I saw Alex Rodriguez say that there should be a baseball beyond Major League Baseball that only Shohei Ohtani can play in. If Alex Rodriguez is saying that about you, like, you're a freak.
Yeah.
But then, like, you can't just yes, Ohtani. But then, like, who else goes to the league? It's just him by
Just him
himself.
by
It's
himself,
like the tier
yeah.
one. Yeah, I mean, that
Aaron
doesn't
Judge
quite
got
count.
on base 9 times in the last World Series. The whole series, he got on base 9 times. Shohei did it in one night.
What I find interesting about Shohei Ohtani is we're all collectively as baseball fans so hesitant to ever say that someone's better than like an iconic figure. Shohei Ohtani, better baseball player than Babe Ruth. But we're sitting here fighting over whether or not Babe Ruth is better. Babe Ruth, for his era and what he did in history, absolutely an icon, a legend. We all know that. I don't have to say it. I think we can safely and fairly admit, without being non-ball knowers, that Shohei Ohtani is the best baseball player we've
Shohei
ever
played
seen.
in Babe Ruth's era. He's hitting 150 home runs in a season.
First of all, he'd be a giant. They'd be like,
Yeah.
what the heck is this guy? Do you work in the mine also? Like, what are you doing here? That's crazy.
What stinks is that Ohtani's major league career got a later start than normal. So, like, his end of his career numbers may not approach anywhere close to, like, Barry Bonds' home run record or, those just absurd totals. But
Right.
his peak, we've never seen anything like this.
Never. And we can say that, and it's okay. It doesn't take away from some
Can't
of the
take away
best
our truth.
players we've ever seen.
This is our truth.
What I need to know, do you give out full-size or fun-size Halloween candy?
Both.
Not made of money. What?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
So wait,
So
some
a
kids get
little
full-size?
mix.
Little mix.
Wait,
little
so do you
kids,
pick
Interesting.
Little kids
full-size?
get the full size.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
What do you do when teenagers come up and don't have costumes on at all?
I tell
Get
them,
off my porch.
beat it. Yeah.
Get off my porch.
So-
Say trick.
Yeah.
Have you ever had
I
teenagers?
smell alcohol on your breath.
Yeah.
Where are your parents?
Have you ever had teenagers come up, knock on the door, and they don't even say trick or treat? They're just
No.
holding out
I've
their
never had
bags for
that.
candy.
No.
Okay. Yeah, you got to say trick or treat. I don't
You
care
have
if you're
to.
not, if you think
Yes.
you're too old for it. If I'm giving
I will.
you candy,
Yeah. I'm not giving you anything if you don't say trick or treat. Give you a knuckle sandwich is what I'm giving you.
let's see. Stop laughing at each other's dumb jokes. Stop.
Get off my porch.
Someone said Barry Bonds is better than Ohtani.
Maybe a better hitter.
I'm just saying,
He never pitched.
But he never pitched.
I'd
Yeah.
be curious to see a Barry Bonds, Ohtani.
Home run derby.
Yeah.
One at the plate, one on the mound.
Yes.
Ohtani could strike out Bonds. Bonds could not strike out Ohtani.
And that is a fact.
Yeah.
That is a fact. Wyman and Bob coming your way next.
It's the Hawks Player Spotlight.
Tight end A.J. Barner is with us. How are you, man?
Doing well. It's good to be on here.
Brought to you by Three Tree Roofing.
The rookie on this O-line, Gray Zabel, is with us.
Sam is an elite quarterback.
Going deep with a different Hawks player every day at 3:30 with Wyman and Bob on Seattle Sports.
Every time he walks into the huddle, we know we got a chance for a big play.
Nick Eamon-Wari is with us.
I felt good physically going into the game.
Catch up on every Hawks Spotlight on Seattle Sports on YouTube and the Seattle Sports app.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Hey, it's Tim Hunter, former Seattle radio goofball here with two words that aren't funny. Prostate cancer. Get your annual checkup. Keep an eye on that PSA number. And if you hear those two words like I did, talk to the folks at Swedish Cyberknife. 5 treatments, minimally invasive and technologically advanced over the other options. If you were a friend and I consider you one, I'd highly recommend Swedish Cyberknife. We are so lucky to have them right here in town. Do your research, but definitely visit swedish.org/cyberknife-prostate.
Dave Wyman here, and we've been fortunate to hear from 2 Swedish Cyberknife patients this year, Andy Ryder and Tim Hunter. Both heard about Cyberknife from our radio ads and completed successful treatment, raving about their experiences. Tim was impressed that treatment only took 5 days. Andy hosted a large international delegation the week after his treatment. If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish Cyberknife here in Seattle. Go to swedish.org/cyberknife-prostate.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7, so you never miss a customer lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free.